giveaway away.
The San Jose SaberCats are spurred by the stellar performance of the diminutive Titus Dixon, second in the league in receiving, scoring 12 touchdowns. First-year head coach Todd has spurred his squad to a 500 record with the help of two-way stalwarts like Al Noga. John Paul Young, head coach of the Terror, faces a formidable task of molding an expansion team into a winner. He hopes that his young core of receivers can bring the Texas Terror their maiden victory next on the Deuce. From the summit in Houston, Texas, the Arena Football Game of the Week features the San Jose SaberCats against the Texas Terror. Hello, everyone. Along with Kirk Herbstreit, I'm Todd Christensen. And this particular game last week, San Jose played tooth and nail with the defending champion Tampa Bay Storm, almost pulling off the upset, but they had a big loss. Their quarterback, Tony Kimbrough.
Yeah, Tony Kimbrough is arguably one of the finest quarterbacks in 1996. Take a look at some of these numbers. 59% of his passes have been completed, 23 touchdowns and 228 yards per game. He is arguably one of the finest quarterbacks, and he is going to be week to week, and it's going to be big shoes to be filled.
And because of the injury to Kimbrough, Todd, the head coach of San Jose, pulled a blockbuster trade, giving up two quality players for the second all-time leading passer for Orlando, Ben Bennett.
Yeah, Ben Bennett has been around for 9 years, and he is not going to be dressed. They're still trying to work out the contract. Next week, he will be in the lineup, and they look for big things from Ben Bennett.
But of course, this week it's going to be manned by the rookie at quarterback, Bobby Frescas. Bobby is going to have the opportunity, though, to do some good things, throwing to a great one in Titus Dixon.
Titus Dixon is Mr. Excitement for the San Jose SaberCats. Take a look at him there. He is a guy he can hurt you in many ways. He has done it through the air. He's also a heck of a return man, and tonight he has got to have a big night for San Jose. Take a look at the lineup. You look at all these names. The one name that should stick out is number 12, the rookie, as Todd mentioned, making one of his first start, Bobby Frescas. He is a guy that's going to be a great deal of pressure on, and he needs to perform pretty well tonight.
Well, the head coach of the Texas Terror is John Paul Young, and naturally, John Paul has had some struggles, had some growing pains, and a lot of it is because of inexperience and injuries. He gets a key man back tonight in Greg Lewis.
Greg Lewis has been the defensive specialist. Tonight, he will be coming back. They've made some trades during the week, and you look at the numbers that Greg Lewis has put up. He has not been on the offensive side of the ball since week 2, so getting him back on the offensive side of the ball should help them and alleviate some of the pressure from looking at Luganville. He's a guy that has felt a great deal of pressure because now he has got to step in. They have gone through 5 quarterbacks in 1996, and Tommy Luganville tonight, it really feels a great deal of pressure, and we'll see how he performs tonight.
Well, he's going to get the first opportunity because Texas is going to receive. You know, you mentioned, Kirk, something that stands out where the Texas Terror are concerned. 16 rookies on this roster. And even though many people feel that arena football is somewhat in its embryonic stage, it isn't. It's been here for 10 years, and the teams that have the advantage are teams that have been together for a while. Back to receive for the Texas Terror, Robert Hall, their offensive specialist. 16 yards per return. He's a man that they want to have his hands on the ball frequently. Luis Perez, the kicker for San Jose. We mentioned last week against the Tampa Bay Storm, they were leading at halftime by a 15-6 count when Kimbrough ended up getting injured. Frescas goes in the second half, throws 3 interceptions. Tampa gets 30 unanswered points.
You talk about a tough task, coming in against one of the best teams in the league, having to take over and only having 9 snaps to that point. That's a great deal of pressure for a young man. I'm sure he'll feel a little bit more comfortable tonight with a week of practice under his belt.
Yeah, in fairness to Frescas, that's an awful lot to ask to come in the second half against the team that's arguably the best in the Arena League. Well, here comes the bunched kickoff. Favored by the SaberCats. And Perez tries to get it up on the screen. Going to be just a little bit short. Hall catches it right on the end line, out to the 5, makes the move, spins, but he is going to be dropped by Brian Allred at around the 6-yard line. You mentioned Luganville, the youngster, 6', 188-pounder out of Eastern Kentucky, a rookie. Jimmy Klingler, the man who they had counted on to be their franchise, was injured last week, put on injured reserve. So Luganville is going to be the man for the Terror for the duration. It remains to be seen. 1st and 10, just inside the 6-yard line. Hill in motion left. 5-step drop. Good time. He's got Hill on the deep crossing route. Nice throw by Luganville. Ball comes loose, but it's down at the 16-yard line. Tackle made by Kip Tejada. Good start for the youngster.
Yeah, nice to see him really gain some confidence early. That's a tough pass to throw as your first ball of the night. Drops back in the first play of scrimmage. Nice rhythm drop, hits that fifth step, lets it fly. And I'll tell you what, Lloyd Hill did a nice job of using the momentum in motion and taking Tejada to the post. Gave him a good stem fake to the flag and went to the post, and big gain on the first play.
Todd Shell is famous for a lot of his different defenses, but there he was caught in man for man. An awful lot of field for Tejada to cover. First and 10, just inside the 16-yard line. Hall in motion. He's going to take the pitch and go left. But the blocking breaks down, and that's a great job on the part of Marlon Brown to break through and drop Hall for a loss.
Marlon Brown is a guy that is very emotional. You take a look at these up front. You watch Marlon Brown, number 99, and also Al Noga. He has 3 sacks, 1 in each of the last 3 games. And Marlon Brown did a nice job of keeping contained as they tried to hook him when they wanted to try and get Robert Hall to the outside of the boundary. Marlon Brown is fired up. He was out here early doing some calisthenics. He is ready to go tonight.
You're all right, you're all right.
They lost 2 on the play, so they'll come up 2nd and 12 just inside the 18-yard line. Lewis in motion right. Here comes the inside blitz, and he is sacked, and the ball is loose. But the official is going to call the ball down. On the rush was Leonard Nelson, fullback linebacker from the inside on the Bullets. Blitz just came in completely untouched, Kirk.
Leonard Nelson, I don't know if he caught somebody off guard, maybe a missed assignment. There's some new personnel. Andy Cobo, you can see, stepped to the left. He should have come to the right and picked up that blitz. This is his first game for Texas, so that might have been a misassignment. Leonard Nelson showing a great deal of athletic ability. As you said, just shooting right through that hole.
Well, as you mentioned, Cobo, the fullback, brand new to this organization, and clearly he didn't understand the call there because everybody shifted left. He's the guy man on man, and that's the reason why now Texas comes up with a 3rd and very long 20 yards.
Down. Set. Hot.
Lloyd Hill in motion right, and Luganville did not get the play off in time. Once again, the inexperience factor, Kirk.
The inexperience. This has really been the characteristic and trademark of the Texas Terror throughout this season, through their first 5 games. They have gone through and looked good at times. It's been a matter of being consistent. Think about this drive, first play, they hit a big one. They come back, and now they've had some problems here where they've lost yardage 3 straight plays.
52 wave week on the first down. Go.
A 52 wave week as they want to flood the one side with 3 receivers.
Down.
Here they come across, but once again the pass rush gets to him, and once again on the sack is Leonard Nelson. And I'm telling you, Kirk, they are taking advantage of the young fullback.
Yeah, I talked to Todd Shell before the game. He said they were going to get after him in a big way. And Luganville doesn't have a great deal of experience. He's going to take a look at this rush again. It's confusion. There's no question there's confusion on the part of the Texas Terror. Now it's 4th down and a long field goal for Texas.
Well, in that case, it was John Heidenreich, the center, who's supposed to come off and get it. But that's asking an awfully lot, considering the fact he has to bump one man and then come off when the guy's already got the head start. 51-yard attempt by DeFelice. Going to be wide left, and that's going to give Dixon the opportunity to run it back. Not a lot of room, and Coba may have struggled on offense, but shows his wares on special teams, putting Dixon out at the 5-yard line. Well, despite the great first play, Texas comes up empty. It'll be San Jose's turn when we come back.
I don't know, but it's been said, athlete's foot's as good as dead. Mighty Mike.
The cooling action.
Mighty Mike. Axe on contact, this I know, cause that tingle tells me so. Mighty Mike. New Mighty Mike. Stops the itch and cools the burn, penetrates to kill the germ. Athlete's foot, don't let it win. Stamp it out with Micah 10.
After one half of football, San Francisco leads New York 540 to 310.
In the future, it won't be just how hard you play, but how good your sports drink works.
Please make your selection.
With a third more carbs than Gatorade and B vitamins to unlock carbohydrate energy. All Sport is not just a thirst quencher. It's a body quencher.
Isn't that new 300-pound ball?
Yeah, here you go.
There's something deliciously new at Domino's. Our new Roma herb crust pizza. The tangy zest of sun-dried tomatoes, the sweetness of slow-roasted garlic, and the zing of fresh basil, baked into every inch of our classic hand-tossed crust. All around the edge, a generous dusting of our crunchy Parmesan topping. Try it now, only from Domino's. Call and get a large one-topping Roma herb crust pizza, just $9.99.
For hot and wild, call Domino's.
Red right.
Welcome back to the Summit here in Houston, Texas. Kirk Herbstreit along with Todd Christensen. We were talking a lot about the youngster on the other side of quarterback. Now it is Bobby Fresca's turn. 6'1", 190-pounder rookie out of Sacramento State. 1st and 10. Rodgers in motion, 5-yard line. Quick throw out to Dixon in the flat. Dixon cuts up, gets about a 4-yard gain. Taken out there by Koba. You know, for all the problems he had on offense, that's 2 straight tackles for him.
Yeah, he is an aggressive player. He's a guy that loves to roam side to side, and they're going to give him a chance to play here early. You mentioned it's his first game, but Andy Kobal, 6'2", 244-pounder, is going to see quite a bit of playing time tonight.
Hasn't missed too many curls, it looks like. Got a good set of pipes on that boy. Second down and 6, just inside the 10-yard line. Dixon in motion. Frescas with time, tries to get it to Dixon, but throws into the stands instead. And he'll get to keep that ball, the two-tone job. Unique to arena football. You see the different colors there. Frescas with a little pressure there. Steve Clark right in his face.
They're going to try tonight on both sides of the ball to put a lot of pressure on the opposing quarterbacks because of the inexperience. Anytime you have a youngster who is not familiar not only with arena football, any type of football, you want to try and put pressure on him, make him think the sky's coverages, and that's what's going on both sides of the ball defensively so far.
3rd and 6, just inside the 10. Dixon in motion again deep. Has the hook pattern, but he dropped the ball. Now he's able to get it out to Noga, the tight end, and he's in the middle of the field. He's got some room. Cuts to the outside, and he is dropped at about the 22-yard line. So what a great play by the tight end, Al Noga, who clearly was about the 3rd choice in the so-called pattern by the quarterback.
Well, you can see the nerves a little bit here with Frescas. He drops back. Ball drops out of his hands. He has a presence of mind at least to find Noga. Noga's showing some athletic ability. I don't know if he's played fullback in his time, but he is definitely getting out in the open field, cut back against the grain. He's trying to get 6.
Al Noga, a number of years ago, the Minnesota Vikings was in the top 5 in sacks in the NFC, and then went to the Redskins. Now in the Arena League, a great two-way player. Rodgers in motion right. Frescas with the screen out in the flat, out on the flat to Nelson. Nice catch. Nelson, of course, with the 2 sacks earlier, shows that he can play on the other side of the ball as well, and it looks like he's got the first down.
I like Leonard Nelson. He is an athletic individual for 6'2", 220 pounds. Picks up a nice block, set the block up there by Larry Jones, and then after that he's shaking and he's making people miss. But he has really shown that he's a strong guy with speed. Whether it's
intentional on the part of Gordon Hudson, note that they've now gone back to the short passes to give Frescas some confidence. 1st and 10 now, about the 12-yard line. Dixon in motion, goes off tackle, almost stripped. The ball comes out. The ball comes out. But they say he gets it back. Outstanding play on the part of Maurice Smith, the defensive specialist, who initially on the tackle starts to strip him, and it's hard to tell whether or not the ball came out before he came down.
It looked like Dixon got the ball back, but as soon as Titus Dixon gets the ball, he's a little guy, 5'7", 160 pounds. You know exactly what's on the mind of the Texas Terrier. You can see as they're tackling him, they're ripping at the ball. Can't get a real good view there, but I think once, looking at it live, once the ball went down, he's grabbed a hold of it and recovered it for 2nd down.
Well, Texas, needless to say, has not been running the ball much at all. Dixon now in motion, 2nd and 7. 3-step drop. He has Dixon. Touchdown, but a flag is down.
Pass complete to number 8, Titus Dixon, and there is a flag on the play.
We'll see what it is. Dixon in motion on the deep out route. Frescas is pointing the other direction, so evidently it's going to count. The illegal defense will be refused, and a great route on the part of Dixon after running goes high.
Watch Dixon come in motion. He'll give it a little look to the inside, gets to the outside on the flag, and Greg Lewis is beaten on the play. And I'd like to see Bobby Frescus at least get his feet underneath him. You mentioned the quick passes, and nice throw there for the touchdown.
Not only beaten, but evidently the one cheerleader did not understand she wasn't supposed to be on the field, and she got
There's
hammered.
not much room.
And you mentioned that Dixon's only 5'7", 160, but still, she took quite a whack. Perez on for the extra point, and it is good. And so the SaberCats, on their first drive, get the touchdown, up 7-zip.
Nobody does it better. Nobody but Bert.
Nobody but Bert Ford puts you in a new Ford Taurus loaded for just $189 a month.
Nobody but Bert.
The new redesigned Ford Taurus, now just $189 a month only at Bert Ford.
Nobody makes you feel so good behind the wheel.
And nobody but Bert Ford sells you a new 97 F-Series truck for $13,995.
Everybody rides, you're gonna love the deal.
A huge selection, including Power Stroke diesels. We've got the trucks.
Nobody but Bert.
When it comes to savings, it's Bert Ford on Arapahoe Road.
Braveheart, the Academy Award-winning Best Picture, is showing this month on pay-per-view. And if you order it, or any one of these great new movies currently featured on pay-per-view, you could be a winner too in TCI's Spring Classic Sweepstakes. Drive home a classic car from Rocky's Autos, or win a shopping spree at American Furniture Warehouse. Look for entry coupons at participating sponsors, or order anything on pay-per-view, and you're automatically entered. Watch and win. There's never been a better time to try pay-per-view.
Titus Dixon continues his pace, 13th touchdown of the season, second in the league in receiving coming into this game. You mentioned 5 foot 760 pounds. I don't think that means a thing.
Not in this league, you're right. I mean, it is based on quickness, getting open. We've seen a number of players at his stature who have had great games, and he's continuing the tradition.
Perez set to kick off. I remember a kick return with him with Gerald McNeil, the guy they called the Ice Cube, only 140 pounds, did okay in the NFL. I think sometimes the whole size thing is overdone. Perez with the kick, and that one's going to go into the screen. Playing it off the screen is Blackshear. Gets a hole up the middle. The kicker can't make the tackle. He's stripped. Oh. And once again, right on the spot is Leonard Nelson at the 10-yard line. Stripped from behind by Brian Allred. And Nelson right on top of it to get the recovery, and Nelson is down.
Man, I mean, watch the ball come off the net here, and this hole is tremendous. Good blocking. Once he shows great acceleration, Blackshear comes to the outside. Got to remember that there's people behind. Brian Allred did a nice job of stripping, and there's Nelson once again there to pick up the ball. He's up on his feet, and this guy is a tremendous athlete. Both sides of the ball. He plays special teams. He's off to a great start tonight.
Yeah, it's a little early to pick an MVP, but he certainly has shown well early on. Well, a break for the SaberCats now.
They're going to run.
Ray in motion right, 1st and 10 at the 10-yard line. Frescus with a 3-step drop. Gets it out to Dixon, who is hammered down. Brookins on the tackle.
Todd Shell mentioned to me before the game that they really wanted to try and take advantage of the soft coverage. He felt that, to the credit of the Texas Terror, they do a nice job of pressuring quarterbacks, and that they want to drop Frescus back there with a 3-step drop, possibly a 5, and just get rid of the football. You're going to move the ball, and also you're going to keep your quarterback confident.
I think the latter is more significant. 2nd and 4. The 16-yard line. Pitch back to Dixon in motion left. Follows his blocker out and gets the first down. Following right behind, Shasha, the fullback. He's able to get across the 20-yard line for the first down. Good piece of running by Dixon, but excellent out front by Shasha.
Shasha did a nice job of just leading, coming in for Leonard Nelson, giving him a break here. And that's the thing that you're going to find. San Jose does a nice job of mixing up their offense, even with Tony Kimbrough out. With Frescus in here, you're going to see a more conservative passing attack, but they're going to mix their plays up.
Jerry Reese in motion right, 5-step drop. Has a little time, he's going to throw this one away. A little savvy on that part. He could have taken the sack, but instead throws it away. Now comes up 2nd and 10.
Well, when he dropped back to pass here, he did have he was looking shirt right at Jerry Reese. And as he dropped back there, found out that he was not open. He did panic for a second, realized where he was, dropped back, and threw the ball away, which was a good decision.
Gordon Hudson, offensive coordinator and former college teammate of Todd Shell's.
66 over, wide bench, on 1, ready.
66 over wide bench. They're going to try to get the ball to Titus Dixon on the bench route.
Yep.
2nd and 10. Ray in motion right, flooding that side. Gets it out there. There it is. Dixon outside. Smith throws him out at the 20, but a flag is down.
24, Maurice Smith. Pass complete to number 8, Titus Dixon. The SaberCats, who do have a flag on the play.
Pointing in that direction would seem to indicate against the Terror.
Little confusion possibly whether or not San Jose wants to accept it.
Oh, I think they're going to decline it anyway.
You would
if they
think,
come
yeah.
up 3rd and 1.
Yeah. Texas opting to play a little zone defense there.
Illegal defense.
And not unlike the NBA, an illegal zone defense. So in this case,
Number 5-0 defense. 5 yards on the next first down.
so instead they opt for the automatic first down instead of taking the yardage, which I guess probably makes sense. But if you're Titus Dixon, you come back, and I know this because you're a quarterback and you felt this, he's going to come back and say, hey, yo, I want the numbers, man. Forget the first down. We can get the first down. I want the stats.
You're right. You're right. One area that Texas has been okay at is the penalties. You look on the season, San Jose 65 compared to Texas is 25. The thing that's interesting about this team, they have 7 new players. Texas, 7 new players on their roster since the last game. And this is a league that a tremendous turnover rate. You want to try and get people in here. Texas has not gotten off to a great start, so they're trying to make some changes. That's to the credit of their organization. And right now, as far as the confidence goes, you would hate to see them get down 14-0 in their own building.
Very difficult to create any kind of continuity. Well, just past midfield of the 24-yard line, Ray in motion left, first down for the SaberCats. 5-step drop for Frescas. Good coverage on the part of Smith that time. Deep hook by Dixon. But Smith was all over him.
That time Dixon went a little bit deeper. They've been hurting him with about 5 to 8 yard route. This time he takes it up to 10 to 12. Nice job by Frescas looking him off. But I'll tell you what, Maurice Smith was all over him. That's very good coverage here by Smith.
Kirk, at what point do you say to yourself, hey, let's double team Dixon and make somebody else beat us? Because they've just been wearing Dixon out at this point.
Well, you can try, but with only 3 men back there covering, it's pretty difficult because you're going to leave somebody open.
Ray in motion, 2nd and 10. He looks to that side, and Ray at the hook pattern right at the 15-yard line. Dropped by Brookins and Dockery. He's going to be about 2 yards short of the first down. And just as we say they're wearing out Dixon, they go to the other side.
Yeah, well, they're sticking with their game plan. You can really tell that they're trying to get back there. It looks pretty simple from up here. I mean, they're just dropping back 3 or 5 steps, and it's a hook route. About every time we've seen him throw the ball, his option has been a hook route, other than the touchdown to Dixon to the flag.
Check Wednesday. Ray!
3rd down. Ray gets the handoff, makes a couple of nice moves, but he's still going to be stopped short. Initial contact is made by Dockery, and Smith comes in to finish the job. But I'm anticipating right here, and maybe you are too, this has got to be 4-down territory, right?
I think so. I think anytime you're playing on the road, and the way that San Jose has had success this year, they're going to go for it here. You're right. You're playing on the road. You're up 7-0. You have nothing to lose here in the mind of Todd Shell. Let's see if they can get out of the gate here, pick up this half yard, and really pick up a much-needed first down on this drive.
Todd Shell in the black shirt there, former 6'5". Well, actually, he still is 6'5". 230-pounder, played outside linebacker on the world champion San Francisco 49ers back in the '84 season. Now, 4th and 1, just inside the 15-yard line. Dixon in motion right. Handoff inside to Shasha Ray, and great job on the right side blocking for the SaberCats, enables them to get the first down. A lot of credit there to Larry Jones and Al Noga for busting that hole, Kirk.
Some pretty powerful running also by Shasha Ray. He's lower to shoulder. Look at big Larry Jones, number 64. They did a nice job, and that's one of those things you get in the huddle as a quarterback and you pump them up. You talk about what it takes. This is 4th and 1. It's early in the game, but this can really set the tone to this game. And Larry Jones got the message and blew off the line there and was able to provide a first down.
Noga and Jones, both graduates of Hawaii. They looked at each other and said, "Hey, we get a hole, huh? We get a hole." And they did. Dixon in motion left. First down. A lot of time for Frescas. Throws to Dixon. Oh, wow. Great play underneath. Once again, Maurice Smith. And you have to feel that this is somebody that had his adrenaline going, knowing coming into this game, he's going to be man-for-man Dixon.
He's manned up with Titus Dixon, but I'll tell you what, he's beaten. If the ball's thrown on time, he's beaten. Smith did a nice job of closing on it, but Bobby Frescas, again, he's just getting used to and getting accustomed to playing, but as he dropped back there, really has to be ready to throw the ball.
Now, wait a minute. You sound like the pitcher always says if the guy hits a home run, it's a mistake as opposed to a good pitch.
No, that was a great defensive play, but taking a look at that quarterback.
All right. Dixon in motion left, 2nd and 10. Plenty of time. Finds Dixon again. Comes out of the end zone to make the catch in front of Smith. Excellent route. You get inside the end zone, and the assumption is he's going to cross one way or the other. Dixon hooks up. Frescas gets him.
Now, that time, Bobby Frescas sat in there like a man and threw the football. As he dropped back there, he saw that it's pretty tight. There are 3 receivers all in pretty close proximity, and nice job by Dixon finding the open area. Well-thrown ball, and that time it was payback time for Titus Dixon.
Kind of a curious time to go into a zone defense, I would say, too, inside the 15-yard line. Well, 1st and goal at the 1. Dixon in motion, takes the handoff, cuts in. It appeared that he crossed the plane of the goal line, but they're going to say no. They're going to say that Brookins held him up. So it's going to be 2nd and goal as the clock winds down to end the 1st quarter.
Going in motion, thinking possibly a sweep. He cuts inside. And number 1, I'll tell you what, Brookins is a guy that doesn't have a great deal of size, but really can knock you down. He's 5'8", 190 pounds, and he's in there slowing things down in the inside.
2 great centers of gravity meet, and in this case, defense was able to win that one. Well, we finished the first stanza here in Houston with the San Jose SaberCats up by a 7-0 count.
There's no fan like a hockey fan, and there's no card like the official no annual fee NHL MasterCard. Call 1-800-268-5700 and apply for the only MasterCard with your favorite team's logo and no annual fee. Plus exclusive cardholder benefits. So take your shot and... with the credit card made just for hockey fans like you. The no annual fee NHL MasterCard. Call 1-800-268-5700 now to get your exclusive National Hockey League MasterCard.
The new 3-cheese melt from Taco Bell has tons of real mozzarella, cheddar, and pepper jack cheese, melted, all for just 99 cents. To say anything else is cheesier would be a stretch.
There's nothing ordinary about it. Taco Bell.
Tonight's presentation of Arena Football on ESPN2 is brought to you by MBNA America, proud issuer of the Arena Football League Visa, and by Micotin. To stop the itch and cool the burn of athlete's foot, use Micotin. Welcome back to the Summit. Take a look at one of the crazies there. The Texas Terror, they have the, in the, what shall I say, at the Fangoria milieu here. Kind of an interesting introduction, wasn't it? When they went out with all the crazies and the nuts.
Everybody before the game, each arena seems to have their own little spice. And one thing is for sure, they had their own flavor down here in Houston.
Stay with us Sunday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, the Metrodome in Minneapolis, Minnesota, where the Oakland Athletics will battle the Minnesota Twins. Mark McGuire once again on a hitting tear, as well as Jason Giambi. And take a look at Paul Molitor in his quest for the eventual 3,000 hits. Sunday Night Baseball on ESPN. Total yards just seemed to indicate the dominance of San Jose in the first quarter.
They were up 7-0 at this point, inside the 1-yard line, and having a chance here to go up 14-0. And you and I talking at the break here, what's the odds on the ball going to the little man, number 8?
Yeah, we were talking about the fact that a lot around the league, particularly a couple of weeks ago when Eddie Brown scored 9 touchdowns, the teams want their offensive specialists to get some big numbers. Now Titus Dixon with 14 on the season. I wouldn't be surprised to give him the opportunity to get number 15.
Keep in mind, he scored 5 touchdowns in one game against Arizona, and we'll see if he gets in the motion or if they go with the big man, Leonard Nelson.
There is the motion. Hey, what a surprise.
That's twice.
I don't think he got it. They stopped him right inside the 1.
Come on now.
at the bottom of that. And Todd Shell a little bit concerned at this point that his star can't get it in.
He's looking at Dixon saying, all right, I gave you 2 chances. Now we may have to deviate the game plan a little bit. We'll see if they go with the big fella, Leonard Nelson, and just kind of plow it through. They're about as close as you can get to scoring a touchdown right now.
But then again, you know, it's a pride factor too. You know, the right side of the line is saying to themselves, hey, come on, you know, it's not our fault. Give us another, you know, Marlon Brown and Ira Richards are saying, hey, give us another shot at it. Here he comes. This time he goes to Henderson, and you're right. Henderson walks in. Nelson, rather, excuse me.
Yeah, they kind of decoyed and used Titus Dixon in motion for the 3rd straight time and bounced it back there. And, you know, one thing is obvious. Leonard Nelson is a guy that I've been talking about him throughout this game early. You're going to see quite a bit on special teams he plays. He's on offense, on defense, and just a versatile player for the SaberCats.
Well, you could argue that it's Titus Dixon's touchdown because he made the catch down to the 1-yard line, but don't forget it was Leonard Nelson's recovery of the fumble on the kickoff return that started the drive in the first place. So there's some symmetry to that.
I like that.
Perez on for the extra point. Bad snap. Frescas calls fire and waiting for somebody to get open. Oh, man. Jerry Reese gets open, but he gets absolutely pulverized by Kendrick Bell.
Maybe that'll be the spark. Maybe that a missed extra point. Maybe that'll be the spark to get this Texas team pumped up.
Well, Bell sure put some physicality out there for the Texas Terror, but they still trail by a baker's dozen.
10 minutes? Perfect. I'll see you then. Ah, the bubbly. Thank you, buddy.
Your door is no. 9 minutes. Close.
Yes. I got a date in 4.5 minutes.
Your flowers?
Hey! Hello. Just a technical problem.
Barry, what's going on in there?
The American Express card. Don't leave home without it.
Can't wait. Boy, you look so right in white, hot white. And you drive me mad, glad. Oh, come out and play gray. And your chills down my back, black. Or nothing to do blue. Just wait till we get our hands on you. Can't wait. Whoa, I just can't wait. Just wait till we get our hands on you.
Still dialing 0 to call people collect?
Hello?
Stop! It's expensive. What to do? Dial 1-800-COLLECT. As seen on TV, dialing 1-800-COLLECT instead of 0 saves the people you call up to 44%.
Hello?
Hi, honey. Just dial 1-800-COLLECT. Follow the simple instructions and your call will go through in seconds.
Hi, Grandma.
Calling home, save yourself money.
What a deal!
Kids love it.
It's so easy.
1-800-COLLECT. Dial it today.
JBL is the speaker of choice at CBGB's. JBL, serving misguided youth since 1946.
Now hear this. Now hear this. Bounces on into Jordan. Jordan muscles to the lane. Left hand. And slammed down by Rodman. Rodman ties it at 79. The NBA Finals are on ESPN Radio.
Leonard Nelson really a star for the SaberCats thus far on both sides of the ball. He's a part of this interesting 12 plays. You don't see that very often on the length of a scoring drive. He's a part of a very interesting kickoff coverage where everybody is bunched just prior to the kick and then they spread out. Perez's kick is going to go in the middle and it bounces. A great opportunity for the SaberCats to cover. Oh, what a hit! What a hit by Al Nogan. Just drops Lewis in the end zone, and that ball come out to the 5-yard line.
You got to be careful. That's free game. And the big fella's coming down their truck. Lewis is thinking, I got to the outside. I think I got a chance. And here comes Noga lowering the boom on Mr. Lewis, who just kind of gives with the hit to try and alleviate the pain, if at all possible.
Sometimes statistics can be deceiving, but this one certainly isn't. Nearly 3-1 in time of possession for San Jose, hence the 13-0 score. Texas Terror with only one possession of the ball. Luganville back, hits Blackshear out on the flat on the hook. He's able to shake loose, but he fumbles out of bounds, and the Terror will retain possession. Pat McGurk over to put the hit on him.
Pretty similar game plans offensively. I think we'd have to say both quarterbacks with not a great deal of experience, and at this point Texas just trying to get anything going offensively.
Let's go. Give me the corner here. Right, X up, 54 hook, X free on 2-on-2. Ready? Protect now.
Well, let's see if they can get the ball to number 82 to the top of your screen. Greg Lewis. One-on-one coverage here with Jerry Reese as he goes in motion.
2nd and 10. Once again, the middle linebacker blitz. Chaucheray is going to get him for a safety. With help from his friends, Noga and Brown were there, but Chaucheray, once again, same situation. Bullets blitz. They are really taking advantage of the inexperience of the fullbacks.
Right now, there is no question that between Chaucheray and Leonard Nelson, the MAC linebacker, they're coming straight through there, and there's a great deal of confusion with the protection. You pointed out the fullback, Andy Coball, once again, not knowing which way to slide, and boy, this has got to be tough. It kind of ties the hands on the other side of the ball. John Paul Young, the head coach of the Texas Terror, what can they do as far as throwing the football if you're not going to be able to protect your quarterback?
Well, one of the things you have to take a look at, I would think, is that if the fullback is going to be that inexperienced, then you can't keep sliding left or right. You've got to go with some zone blocking and man up, because they can't stunt and they can't do limbos or twists or some of the other things there. But so far, I mean, they're shooting themselves in the foot.
This is one thing that they really knew that they had to do a better job of coming into this game. They knew they had to protect the quarterback better. 15 sacks they have allowed, and they've only gotten 1 sack as a defensive unit. That's something that they have got to improve on tonight already. San Jose with 3 sacks. So it's something that Texas, they've gone through 9 centers, 5 quarterbacks, and they're getting physically beat up.
Well, so much for the advantage of the missed extra point. That momentum was taken away by the safety, and now at 15-0, DeFelice is going to be kicking off. Dixon is back. This one we played off the screen to the right. Makes the catch and cuts out right. What quickness, what quickness. Coming up on the Deuce, Bolivia versus the United States in U.S. Cup soccer. The United States captured the title in '95 with victories over Nigeria and Mexico and a scoreless tie with Colombia. The U.S. team is 4-1-0 on the season so far. Wednesday at 7:30 Eastern Time, Bolivia and the United States. Then on Thursday, further Cup soccer when Mexico takes on the Republic of Ireland. Mexico is led by former U.S. national coach Bora Milutinovic. Brian in motion right, and he catches the quick throw underneath, tackled by Greg Lewis.
On the coverage for the Terror, once again, number 82, Greg Lewis.
Lewis is the guy that you had mentioned is going to provide some veteran leadership for this team. 5-year veteran in the Arena League as yet. And again, their offense has faltered. Hasn't really made a contribution there, but still making the hits on defense.
He's been a defensive specialist, replacing Sammy Walker back in week 2. And they finally, after making some trades, bringing over Kendrick Bell has really helped to put him now on both sides of the ball. And he's a guy that, as you mentioned, great experience. And they thought that was going to give him somewhat of an edge tonight offensively.
Miscommunication, and San Jose is going to call timeout. Now as Frescas goes over to chat with Gordon Hudson, we'll break away with the score 15-0. Second and 3 for San Jose at the 18-yard line. Upbeat cheerleader for her team, despite the fact that they have struggled so far. Nelson getting an equipment change. Now the SaberCats come up to the line of scrimmage. Frescas having an excellent first half despite his inexperience. Dixon in motion left. 3-step drop, batted up in the air. Good opportunity, but Hill can't quite get there. He gets that when he walks in for a score.
Now that really could have been big for Texas. When that ball went up, it looked like it was just waiting for Lloyd Hill to fall underneath it. And again, they're trying to hit the quick throw, and Coball coming on the blitz does a nice job of just putting his hands up as he's getting blocked. And once the ball was up, I thought it was a free ball. It looked like Lloyd Hill was going to get his hands on it.
Yeah, that was accidental part of Coball. Those of you who are watching, he got knocked. He batted it with his face mask. No, it still counts.
He got his gun on it.
It still counts. It still counts.
Here we go. Check Tuesday.
3rd down and a short 4. In motion right is Reese, and he's going to catch the ball just at midfield, enough for the first down.
At what point, let me ask you this, at what point does Texas maybe get up into some bump coverage, or are they fearful that Reese and Dixon are going to get behind them because, you know, they're playing that soft coverage and they're picking them apart all night?
Now, you asked me that question. You're the expert.
Well, I mean,
I'm just a play-by-play
you're a human
guy.
being.
What are you talking about?
You're a human being. You can't give me.
I asked you the same question in the first quarter with regards to what they were going to do if they needed to take some chances. Midfield, 1st and 10. I'll answer that question in just a little bit. Reese in motion left. Frescus with a lot of time. Has Reese over the middle, and a great play. Laying out Kendrick Bell. Once again, caught in man coverage. An awful lot of ground to cover on that deep cross, but Bell makes the play.
This is well executed, actually, by San Jose. Nicely thrown ball by Frescus, but Kendrick Bell just showing great cover ability, just diving, laying out. This is a guy that came over from Orlando and really has a great deal of talent. It's just a matter of exposing
So
it.
that ball wasn't thrown late?
No.
All right.
No, that was a good ball.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure. Bryant in motion right. 2nd and 10 in midfield. A little more pass rush, trying to set up the screen. He better throw it away, and he does. And he takes a shot into the boards. The official right on top of it. Lane knocks Frescus into the boards. Good recognition on the part of the Terror defense, seeing the screen coming.
Yeah, they did see the screen, and they did a nice job of getting through there and just disturbing the whole play once they got through. Frescus, although he doesn't have a great deal of experience, he's done a nice job of avoiding sacks and throwing the ball away when hasn't been open receivers.
Red left wide, X zoom, 74 mirrored on set. Ready?
X-zoomed.
We'll see.
Somebody's taken off trying to clear for somebody else. This time it's Reese in motion. Dixon is still. Everybody with a hook route, and that's Reese over the middle. And I would agree that at this point, because they've been able to complete so many hook patterns and answer to the question that you had 3 plays earlier, yes, the time has come to go with some bump coverage.
Well, the reason I ask that is they have been hurt to a certain degree, and it may not look like it's big plays, but they're moving the sticks, and a lot of times that's what the coach wants. Allow them to move the sticks, and then once they get inside the red zone, which is right now, then you apply the pressure with the blitz and the tight coverage. We'll see if that strategy is going to work for Texas here.
1st and 10 at the 11. Dixon in motion. Goes with the out route. And oh, what a gift. What a gift. If the Terror didn't have bad luck, they'd have no luck at all. Good coverage on Dixon. Ball is batted at the line of scrimmage. Triple team on Dixon. It goes over the top. Reese gets the touchdown.
Well, it's another rhythm drop for Frescus as he gets back. Solari, boy, he's falling down and still has enough presence of mind to throw the hands up, and ball tips over. 2 defenders sitting there, and it goes right into the hands of Reese for the touchdown.
The extra point for San Jose, number 17, Luis Perez.
Well, Solari gets a piece of it, but for not, as Reese gets the gift touchdown, and Frescus is having himself an outstanding first half. It appeared that Bryant moved at the line of scrimmage, so they'll scoot that one back.
Frescus is 11 of 17. False start.
Frescus in the first half, 11 for 17 and 2 touchdowns. And don't forget, at least 2 of those, maybe 3 of those incompletions were balls where the protection broke down. He just threw it away. Been very accurate in the first half.
Yeah, he has. He's been right on the money. I think you can credit his coach for some outstanding play calling as far as getting him in with the offensive play calling where he feels comfortable.
Green! Green! Green!
Snap once again is high, and that's going to be blocked, but a flag comes down, and my guess is that Lane rushed where he wasn't supposed to.
They're going to get another shot at this.
Illegal defense, outside rush, number 92 on the defense, 5 yards, repeat the try.
One of the most difficult things when you're rushing is that you have to stay within the parameters of the outside body. Once you cut outside of that, it's illegal, and Lane just couldn't resist. Cuts outside of the one offensive end in this case, bats it down, but it doesn't count.
Blue! Blue!
There you get a chance to see the width. Good snap this time. Rush up the middle, and it's no good.
Maybe that's an omen.
So maybe the pressure did affect Perez a little bit. But nonetheless, they're up by 3 touchdowns.
You said you had fished here before.
Don't start with me. You're lost, Mitch.
No.
Come on.
No.
Come on, you can admit it.
No.
Come on. Tell me.
I'm not lost. I know where we are. I know exactly.
Yeah, we're on.
There's something intensely special about Channel 10 in Denver. Like 10 rings for your fingers or 10 for your toes. An assortment of cookware, 10 times the great clothes. 10 faces you choose. 10 pounds you can lose. 10 curls for your hair. Turn on 10 and you're there. Find size 10 in a gown. Be the best 10 in town. Take 10 now and then. HSN, now on 10.
The Grim Reaper hasn't been terribly intimidating to Todd Shell and the San Jose SaberCats, up 21-0 over the Texas Terror. Let's take a look at some of the scores from last night. Dare I say it? St. Louis and Iowa in a barn burner. St. Louis winning by a 51-48 count. Arizona, with only 1 loss on the season, absolutely hammers the Fighting Pike. And Orlando, despite still being without Iron Man and league MVP Barry Wagner, able to win. San Jose scoring drive, once again taking a lot of time off the clock. You usually don't see those kind of scoring drives in Arena League. Outstanding job by the SaberCats. Perez's kick will come off the screen to the right. Blackshear fumbles it in the end zone, and he hustles out, and he's got a little room. And he's going to go out of bounds just outside the 15-yard line. So a great effort on the part of Blackshear despite the fumble. We're going to break away here. 21-0 San Jose.
Oh, he's a clinical psychologist, dream boy. An X-Game competitor of the highest order. Balance, split, second, timing, and multiple body piercings. Oh, Sultan of the streets, Mr. Eisenberg, the skater not known for his triple Hudsons, but for his soul guy.
Mr. Don Cornelius, we ain't talking no new Dan.
The X Games, sponsored in part by Mountain Dew.
Hey, you. Want to get this Motorola pager? Yeah! Okay, first do this. Then send in $35 and 10 proofs, and you'll get this. Yahoo! Plus 6 months of free airtime from Mobilecom. But that's not all.
Wink?
That's right. Each week you'll get beat for great deals on fabulous stuff like this. Tommy, tell them what else they can win.
A new car!
Nice Hummer.
Do the do. Get the pager. Join the network.
Yeah, now let's make. Come on, keep your composure now, okay? Let's go. Yeah.
Hold on to the ball.
Z to trips right, 31 hitch on 2-on-2. Ready?
31 hitch going to go with a lot of 3-step drops here, trying to negate the pass rush.
Come in tight. Down. Set.
Blackshear in motion right. Flag is down, gets the ball out to Blackshear. He's immediately tackled by Kip Tejada. The flags are down.
Well, if they go with a quick game, the only problem is that Todd Shell and his San Jose SaberCats, they're pretty much understanding that that's what they're going to go with.
On the offense.
You could see that their coverage was uptight. I mean, they were expecting that Luganville, guy with not a great deal of experience, was going to go with that kind of play calling. You're down 21-0. You have to get some offense going. And at this point, they have not shown the ability to go deep. So there's those defensive backs are really starting to cheat up.
Well, actually, they showed the ability on the first play of the game, but since then it's been non-existent. And a lot of that has to be credited to the San Jose offense because they've been spending all the time on the field.
50 choice on 2-on-2.
Steve Solari now in at fullback for the Texas Terror because of the struggles that Koba had with protection.
Down.
1st and 13. Blackshear in motion.
Hot.
Flag flag is down again, and here comes the rush. Luganville tries to loft one, but he throws it away into the bench for the San Jose SaberCats. And once again, we'll check what the penalty is.
Even with the change in fullback, still Leonard Nelson got through there.
Illegal formation on the offense.
Take a look at that.
Well, the time of possession here is an issue simply because of the fact that Texas, outside of that first drive, just has not had the ball. And then, of course, the fumble on the kickoff return didn't help, and then the safety one play in another drive. So they really have not yet been able to establish anything from an offensive vantage point. SaberCats refuse the penalty, and so now Texas comes up 2nd and 13. Play clock is down to 2 seconds. Just gets it off. But Luganville is crushed, and they're going to call it incomplete. They're going to say his arm was going forward. Howard Butler from the right defensive end is the one that blindsided Luganville.
Howard Butler just flat out beat his man and had a clear shot at the quarterback. Right now at this point, Texas is not taking care of an inexperienced quarterback. You see Butler beating his man. Nice job of coverage downfield, but you'd like to see him dump the ball and throw it away.
I think he got a little bit of a break there. I didn't see the ball.
Yeah, it looked like the ball.
It looked like a fumble from our vantage point. Nonetheless, 3rd and 13 now for Luganville and the Terror.
Down.
Dockery in motion right. He's going to throw it up. He's got Dockery deep. But a good play waiting in center field is Kip Tejada, who could not come up with the interception. Nonetheless, good coverage. 4th and 13 now.
That's just a matter of loosening up the coverage of San Jose. Even if you're not going to hit this, at least you're going to get them away. Get the secondary players off of the wide receivers by just throwing it deep and putting it in the back of the mind of the defensive backs for San Jose that, hey, you can't cheat up too much because then maybe they will throw it over top of your head.
It's going to be a 52-yard attempt by DeFelice, and if it goes wide, a good opportunity for Dixon on the return. Comes off the right, and Dixon's going to have a little room to run. Boy, that's a nice play, however, by Gerald Dockery. Man on man with all of the field, able to make the tackle on Dixon in the open field. But despite the good special teams play, still down by 21.
There's no fan like a hometown hockey fan, and there's no card like the official no annual fee NHL MasterCard. Call 1-800-268-5700 and apply for the only MasterCard with your favorite team's logo and no annual fee. Plus exclusive cardholder benefits. So take your shot and... with a credit card made just for hockey fans like you. The no annual fee NHL MasterCard. Call 1-800-268-5700 now to get your exclusive National Hockey League MasterCard.
Only from Domino's, our new Roma herb crust pizza. Sun-dried tomatoes, roasted garlic, and basil baked into the crust. Then Parmesan crunchies all around the edge. Try a large one topping, just $9.99.
For hot and wild, call Domino's now.
All set?
You bet I am. Thanks to you.
A few weeks ago with Jesse, I noticed something. Dandruff. So I told him about Head & Shoulders. Regular shampoos just rinse flakes away. Head & Shoulders helps prevent flakes from even forming.
Because great hair can't have flakes.
Welcome back to Houston, Texas. Kirk Herbstreit along with Todd Christensen here in the Summit. It's been all San Jose here in the first half. Titus Dixon as good as advertised, but Frescas better than we thought.
He's been getting a great deal of time to throw the ball, and I like the play calling by San Jose as well.
1st and 10 at about the 6-yard line. Rogers in motion left. Quick toss out to Dixon. Hit initially out there by Greg Lewis.
And on the tackle for the
Picks up about 7. Lane is the one who finishes him off. Just got to be frustrated, Dixon. Just amazing.
Rose right,
just drives you crazy.
Rocket 1 on 1, ready?
Heard a rocket, possibly a deep ball here.
2nd and 4 at the 12 with the clock running down under 3 minutes now. Allred in motion left. 3-step gets it out there. Allred makes the catch just past the first down marker. And he will have it there at about the 17.
On the coverage of the Terror, number 10.
Sports Smash later with the erudite septuagenarian Stuart Scott. 2-1 in the hockey game. We'll also have the running of the Belmont Stake and all that was happening in the day of sports. How exciting was that College World Series?
One of the best college baseball games I've seen. Actually, I mean, it was phenomenal. 2 outs, bottom of the ninth.
It's what you dream about when you're a kid, isn't it?
That's right.
San Jose 10 more first downs than Texas Terror. Pitch to Nelson going right, gets some good blocking, but Smith able to come up and break through the blockers. Hold him to only about a 3-yard gain.
You know, John Paul Young told me yesterday that, you know, in making these changes, bringing on 7 new players onto the roster, that they wanted to protect their quarterback better and also apply a great deal of pressure by bringing in these new people. To this point, that's the thing that has really shown to be a problem for Texas. They're not taking care of Luganville. At the same time, they're not getting enough pressure on San Jose's quarterback, Bobby Frescas.
Red! Sit hunt!
2nd and 6 just outside the 20. He's got him on the hook and go. Lewis bumps him out of bounds, and there comes the flag. Side judge didn't call it, but the back judge did, and now Lewis wants to argue with him, but it was well outside of the 5-yard area.
Great call. No question about that. Dixon with a pump and go, and he had him clearly beat.
Illegal chuck on the defense.
It was either take the penalty or it's a touchdown. Once he gets to the outside, he's heading for 6. Granted, if the ball's thrown well, and Lewis just trying to prevent it, just simply tackled him and pushed him into the boards.
Well, in Lewis's case, that's all he could do. What I had to laugh at, though, was why is he sprinting the official and acting like, what's going on?
You know, that's part of it, though.
But once again, give Gordon Hudson, the offensive coordinator for San Jose, credit. They've run at least a half-dozen hooks up to this point, setting up that one play that would have gone for the distance had not they had the penalty.
So far, great execution, great play calling in this first half by San Jose.
1st and 10 for the SaberCats just inside midfield, and now Frescas, for whatever reason, opts to call timeout. With 1:12 left in the half, the San Jose SaberCats near midfield and with a 3-touchdown lead.
How do you keep track of everything that happens in the world of motor racing? You drive with us. RPM tonight, the ultimate wrap-up of the day that was in the world of motor racing. Monday through Friday at 7 and Sunday at 8, only on ESPN2.
Welcome back to Houston at the Summit. Get a chance to look at some of the scores around the league here in arena football. Albany at the half is just absolutely pulverizing the Pharaohs by a 41-7 count. That's a lot closer than I would have anticipated. I would have thought Tampa Bay would be spanking the Florida Bobcats, only up by 2 at the half. And Sunday, a big game. Milwaukee only lost once. Anaheim undefeated. That's a big game on Sunday in the Arena League. Frescas back. Ball is tipped. Dixon still able to make the catch. Fumbles it forward. It's going to be picked up by Darryl Rogers for the touchdown.
Well, it's really the bread and butter of San Jose tonight. Once you see Dixon in motion, picking up just a lot of acceleration, he knows exactly what he's doing. He's selling that he's going to the bomb, just stops at about 15 yards and makes a nice catch. Maurice Smith is trying to come back. Watch him fight to get an extra yard. Ball comes out. Kendrick Bell looks like he tears it loose, and Darryl Rogers, nice presence of mind there, picking up the ball. And again, Texas cannot find a break.
One of the things that Coach Todd Shell has to be happy about is every loose ball that has been there. They've had hustling people after. Don't remember earlier, Nelson picks up the fumble. In this case, Rogers around the ball. Snap is good, and Perez puts it through for the extra point. And with a minute remaining in the first half, San Jose is up now 28-0. Take another look at the effort. Great concentration. The ball was tipped at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, the ball is tipped, and Dixon, this is the thing I'm impressed with. He's a little guy and he's fighting. You mentioned the little man theory is blown out of proportion in football. That's a great example of it. He's fighting for extra yardage. Ball comes out, and again, Darryl Rogers is there to pick up the ball for the score, and really give San Jose a nice cushion here in the first half.
Well, this game is all San Jose, and we'll get a chance now to look at the standings in the Arena League. First in the National Conference, Albany heading towards 4-2, as you saw with that big lead at halftime. Charlotte and Connecticut still within striking distance. Tampa Bay still the class of the Southern Division, surprised to be in a dogfight with the Florida Bobcats at halftime. In the Central Division, Milwaukee up by only a half game over the Iowa Barnstormers. That's where we'll be next week. Get a chance to see that ball club. And in the Western Division, people are arguing that Anaheim is the worst 6-0 team they've seen. But anyway you look at it, those are the games that show up. Their Bay Prilly's group 6-0.
I'm pretty impressed with them. I like the receivers, the talent they have. It's a lot of height in their receivers too.
Kickoff by Perez goes off to the left. Lewis picks it up in the back of the end zone, has a little room, cuts back to the middle, and gets out right at about the 5-yard line. San Jose has made the most of their possessions here in the first half. Take a look at these 4 possessions.
That's how you do it.
Not just the touchdowns, but look at the number of plays. And as we documented a little bit earlier, the time of possession.
And in a 50-yard field, you can see that they're moving the ball down the field, and they have done a nice job eating some clock. Here we are, 59 seconds remaining to the half. They have dominated this entire first half on both sides of the ball.
Luganville 1st and 10 at the 5. Gets the tight end, or rather the fullback, Koba, out in the flat. Unfortunately, the clock is going to still be running. Koba catches it for about a 7-8 yard gain. Now the Terror need to hurry up. Clock running, as you see there on your screen.
31 hit.
Second down, Terror.
Hey, 31 hit.
They got to be careful because then you get everybody in the play.
Yeah, it hit me. I think it's a quick 3-step drop here. Maybe it's a decoy.
Flag goes down. They're able to complete it out to Dockery, and evidently the secondary wasn't paying attention, because if I'm a quarterback, I'd jump up there and go for the cheap pick.
Oh, I mean, it was so obvious. I'm thinking it's got to be a decoy.
There is a flag on the play.
Illegal formation on the defense.
Well, they're going to get the first down here, so I'm guessing that they're going to refuse that.
On the defense, number 97.
Call it yourself. Okay.
Can you run the post?
You're on a post corner. One on deep?
Yeah, deep post corner. Deep post. Yeah. Let's go. We'll go out of box, though. Left. X up. 52 box on 2-on-2. Ready? Get on the line, Doc. Get on the line.
If you're listening closely, you heard that he wanted the deep post.
Actually, I think either a post or post corner. I think he asked Lewis if he wanted a post.
Going to go 52 box because they know what's his name's going to run the post, so I put him on a corner.
At least in this case, it was in the huddle. He didn't do it at the line of scrimmage. Hey, Lewis, run the post corner.
6-16. Get ready for the Houston Rockets WizKids training camp, June 20th.
Right now, the score is 2-1 for the Florida Panthers over the Colorado Avalanche, but the Avalanche lead in games by 2-0. Stay tuned for Game 4 on Monday between the Colorado Avalanche, led by the unbelievable goaltending of Patrick Waugh, against the Florida Panthers, 8 o'clock Eastern Time on Monday night. The Avalanche looked dominant, 8-1, just absolutely hammered Florida, but it sounds like they're coming back this evening.
Down. The Rats are out.
Lewis in motion left. He's got the corner. He jumps. Oh! Great opportunity for Lewis. The ball is underthrown. It's all his because the defender goes past. In this case, that was all red, but he can't come up with it.
Yeah, Lewis said he wanted the post corner, and he does a nice job selling the post, turns Allred around, and it's just a matter of making a tough catch. Would have been a phenomenal catch if he comes down with that.
Okay.
Come on. What?
Well,
now you're being tough.
No. I'm thinking that's one of those situations where if he makes the catch, you say great catch, but in this case, that's a drop.
Okay,
that's
I think he jumped.
Okay.
He may have jumped.
He didn't have to jump. Right. You're right. 3-wide, 5-step drop on the deep cross. He's got Dockery, but he can't hang on.
No, that'd have been a great catch.
That would have been a fabulous catch, but a flag is down in the backfield.
Personal foul, roughing the passer on the defense.
Clock becomes an enemy, 13 seconds remaining. Drops back and nicely thrown ball. Watch, ooh, that is another one of those. If he comes up with it, phenomenal catch, and if he doesn't, Man.
But to give the SaberCats credit, Kip Tejada had the presence of mind. Even if he catches the ball, pushes him, alters his body just enough for him to drop the ball. And I don't like a backhanded catch in that case. I like a forehanded catch. Nonetheless, the roughing the passer moves the ball inside the 20-yard line. As you mentioned, time is a factor now. Under 10 seconds. And throws that one behind, lucky to get it back. Allred with the gift pick.
I think Allred was surprised. He started to close ground on Lewis, thinking the ball was going to be thrown towards the boundary. Ball hit him right in the chest. I think it caught him off guard a little bit. They're now down to 8 seconds. Brian Allred leads the team with 4 interceptions.
Let's go. Let's go.
8 seconds left now at the 20-yard line. They have to be careful that this one play doesn't eat up all of the clock, because they might want to come back and kick if they can't get it. Lucanville with a 5-step. Oh, he had Lewis. Had him on the deep cross, wide open. But he overthrew him. Oh, that's one he wants back.
I'll tell you what, Lewis and Dockery on these posts and on the post corner, they are doing a nice job of getting open. It looked like at that time, Lucanville wanted it so badly that he just overthrew it. He just threw it too hard there. Instead of a nice rhythm drop and a nice touch ball, looked like he threw it with everything he had.
Well, Richard DeFelice, who is going to ask his fiancée Rena at halftime to marry him, is now set up for a 35-yard field goal attempt to give Texas a little momentum before the half. And he gets it.
Right before the big question.
Right before the big question.
That's right.
Well, of course, then if you're Rena, you say, hey, you made the kick? Okay, I'll spend my life with you. A little momentum for the Texas Terror heading into the half. They take the goose egg off of the board, but they're still down by 25 points. When we come back, Sports Smash with Stuart Scott. But it's halftime, 28-3, San Jose.
What's up, man? All right.
Who is that?
Oh, man, check it out.
Cold filtered Miller Genuine Draft. Stay cool.
The Volvo 850 Turbo. And the brand new BMW 328i. 0 to 60, anyone? How about a quarter mile? The ultimate driving machine outdone by a Volvo wagon. Is nothing sacred?
Jim's driving. What's he got now? You should see this thing. What an incredible machine. Sleek, aerodynamic. Fast? Oh, yeah. That baby really moves. So what kind of engine does he have in that thing anyway? Nuclear reactor.
You'd be amazed at what teenagers are driving these days.
Right full rudder, steady course, 355, helm on.
For more information, call 1-800-USA-NAVY.
Hey, what's going on? Stuart Scott with you. Welcome to the halftime report. Your score at recess: San Jose leading Texas 28-3. More arena football for you. You know, 2 decades ago, the Miami Dolphins were the only pro football team in Florida. They are now 6, 3 NFL, 3 arena, and only 1, the Arena League. Tampa Bay Storm can boast of an undefeated record and defending champion status. Storm butting heads with the newest Sunshine State football team, the Florida Bobcats. And to the Thunderdome we go. Second quarter, 19-14, Bobcats leading. They add to it. First and 10, Fred McNair finds Travis Pearson, quick. I know, I had to say it. I know it's an easy out. 19 yards. 26-14 lead. 3 seconds left. Bobcats 26-21. Storm and the Bobcats 2. 3rd and go. Gruden floats one up for George LaFrance. Storm up 28-26 at halftime. Now in the 3rd quarter, Tampa Bay leads 35-26. Jay Gruden, 135 yards passing. Still, sorry to say this, Storm, the hottest Florida sports ticket Saturday, not arena ball, but Game 3 of the Stanley Cup Championship. The Florida Panthers hope to exercise the demons of allowing 11 Avalanche goals through the first 2 games. For Colorado, Claude Lemieux back from his 2-game suspension. Claude has wrinkled the net for the Avalanche, but Florida leads this thing 2-1. Shepard, a power play goal, his 8th of the playoffs. You can see Game 4 of the Cup Run Monday on ESPN Live from South Florida. The Panthers hoping they'll be able to even the series up, but of course, that'll depend on whether or not they win tonight. To horse racing now, Belmont Stakes, Dave Johnson with the stretch call.
Down the stretch they come in the Belmont. Skip away again to the front. Editor's note on the outside to challenge. It's Editor's note on the outside. Skip away at the rail. A 16th to go and Editor's note on the outside. Skip away again, coming back. Now in deep stretch. It's Editor's note by 3/4 of a length.
Editor's note ends a 9-race losing streak. Skip away places. My Flag, the filly, was the show horse. 3rd straight Belmont Stakes win for Dwayne Lucas trained horse. 7th of the last 8 Triple Crown races. Tennis we go. French Open final. Women. Steffi Arantxa Sanchez Vicario 8-8 in the 3rd. Sanchez Vicario makes the save at the net, but Graf hustles to hit the winner. She'd go on and go up 9-8 with her mom cheering her on. Match point. Sanchez Vicario hits into the net. Steffi retains her French Open title, winning 6-3, 6-7, 10-8. 3 hours and 3 minutes, the longest women's French Open final in history. Steffi's 5th career French Open title, 19th Grand Slam. College Baseball World Series, LSU and Miami top 9 tied at 7. Alex scores singles off Patrick Coogan. T.R. Marcinzik scores 8-7 Hurricanes. Bottom 9. Brad Wilson on 3rd for LSU. They're down 1, 2 outs. Warren Morris has not had a home run all year long. Warren Morris, break him off something proper. Breaks off his first home run of the year. LSU wins the College World Series 9-8 on Morris's first homer of the year. It's the first time that the College World Series has ended on a final hit for the championship game since 1968. It's LSU's 3rd College World Series championship of the 90s. Once again, your score at halftime of this game, San Jose leading Texas 28-3. Back with more halftime action in a minute.
All right, okay, take care.
I don't know, but it's been said, athlete's foot's as good as dead. Mighty Mike.
No cooling action.
Mighty Mike. Axe on contact, this I know, cause that tingle tells me so. Mighty Mike. New Mighty Mike. Stops the itch and cools the burn. Penetrates to kill the germ. Athlete's foot, don't let it win. Stamp it out with Micah 10.
Oh, he's a clinical psychologist, dream boy. An X-Game competitor of the highest order. Balance, split, second, timing, and multiple body piercings. Oh, Sultan of the streets, Mr. Arlo. Eisenberg, the skater not known for his triple Lutzes, but for his soda.
And Mr. Don Cornelius, we ain't talking no new Dan.
The X Games, sponsored in part by Taco Bell.
There's something out there, something different, something real. It's far from the usual.
Introducing the 3-cheese melt from Taco Bell. Tons of real mozzarella, cheddar, and pepper jack cheese. Melted the way you like it. The 3-cheese melt, just 99 cents. There's so much cheese, you'll be back for more.
There's nothing ordinary about it. Taco Bell.
Hey, get your own.
They come with one thing in mind. The dream of every young athlete in America.
The U.S. Olympic Trials. Coverage continues Tuesday with road cycling at 7:30 on ESPN2.
Welcome back. Baseball now. Colorado, 33 runs in its last 2 games against Atlanta. Tom Glavine on the hill. He's won his last 6 decisions. Glavine got knocked out of this game early, had to watch it. Bottom 7, tied at 9. Larry Walker, oh my! Off Brad Clonch to center field. Walker, second of the game, 13th and 14th of the year. 10-9 rocks. Top 8, 11-9 Colorado. Jeff Blauser comes up 2 men on. Blauser rides Darren Holmes out of the yard. Tied at 11. His 9th of the year. Bases loaded, bottom of the 8th. Game tied at 12. Mark Wohlers walks Walt Weiss on a 3-0 pitch. You can't do it. Facing Larry Walker, comes in. Colorado, 4 home runs, 16 hits of the day. They win at 13-12. 46 runs in their last 3 games. Your score at halftime, San Jose leading Texas 28-3 the second half with Todd Christensen, the former Raider tight end, coming back.
There's something intensely special about Channel 10 in Denver. Like 10 rings for your fingers or 10 for your toes. An assortment of cookware, 10 times the great clothes. 10 faces you choose. 10 pounds you can lose. 10 curls for your hair. Turn on 10 and you're there. Find size 10 in a gown. Be the best 10 in town. Take 10 now and then. HSN, now on 10.
Come celebrate freedom, fellowship, and fun at Denver's 30th annual Juneteenth. This year's celebration will be the biggest ever, with hundreds of artisans' booths, a big parade, free live music, and mouth-watering food, something for everyone. Juneteenth is a national celebration, a time when the Denver community can come together. Juneteenth starts this Friday, June 14th, with booths, events, and free music. And don't miss the big parade Saturday, June 15th, starting at 10 a.m. at Fuller Park. Come celebrate.
Question, what do you call hockey when the ice melts?
Roller Hockey International. All the action, hold the ice.
Well, he did it. Richard DeFelice asked his girlfriend Rena, and there they are. They're about to be married. He just did it in front of the crowd here in the Summit. And it's going to be, you take a look at the score, 28-3, but that's one of the, I guess maybe that's
he
one of the
did it, but
secondary
she
things.
did it.
That's
She
right.
said
That's
yes.
right.
That's the
a lot of
important
pressure
thing.
for her to say yes. You know what? It's been all San Jose in the first half, and I think it's been 2 things. One has been the pass rush, and the other has been Frescas has been outstanding.
Yeah, they've done a nice job, the offensive coaching staff, of just putting him in a real comfortable situation. Look at the numbers that he's been able to put up in the first half. 14 of 21, 134 yards. Now, they've done a nice job of controlling the clock. Nearly 21 minutes, and they have gotten after Tommy Luganville. 3 sacks, and not only that, they have a lot of hurries. So overall, the one thing that John Paul Young wanted to do, the head coach of the Texas Terror, was protect his quarterback and get after Bobby Frescas. He has not been able to do that, and at this point, that's the difference in the football game.
Take a look at some of the news and notes around the Arena League. Jay Gruden of Tampa Bay breaks the all-time passing record. And interestingly enough, that statistic was held by Ben Bennett, who now comes out of his contract dispute with Orlando. He will be adding to his numbers with this San Jose SaberCat team next week. Tampa Bay on a 14-game win streak. That's a little bit of peril as we saw at halftime, 28-26. Bernard Hall of St. Louis, what? How many rushing touchdowns?
Unbelievable.
19? That is amazing. Don't forget, Emmitt Smith just did 25 in the league. He'll probably break that one. Mike Perez of Albany, 340 yards and 6 touchdowns. The signal caller up there.
That's without Eddie Brown, I believe, from last week.
And Arena Football is going to head to New Jersey, a group headed by a number of ex-football giants, amongst them Joe Morris, Harry Carson, and Bart Oates. And they will announce later on what the nickname of that team is going to be. Got any ideas?
No idea, but I know as far as the league is concerned, what great news to get into that market, because right now they're just continuing to grow.
And of course, the trading deadline Wednesday at 4 o'clock Eastern time. And of course, that big blockbuster that we mentioned at the top of the show, Ben Bennett going to these San Jose SaberCats. And of course, all of a sudden, if I'm Bobby Frescas, I'm saying, Ben who?
That's right.
14 for 21, 134 yards, 3 touchdowns in the first half. Hey, I'm telling you, the boy's going to get married, so he kicks it completely
makes a
over
field
the
goal,
screen.
gets engaged, and then he booms one over. I'll tell you, one thing to keep an eye on here, the one offensive weapon, we'll see once Texas gets the ball back, Robert Hall. He's going to be sitting out the second half. It looks like he is He's probably bothered by that left knee. He sprained it in the first half, and he will not be back in the second half. So when they get the ball back, they've already had their problems, but take away the leading receiver, Robert Hall.
Well, San Jose sets up shop here at the 5-yard line. First down, as we mentioned. Frescas. Todd Shell has to be the happiest man in the arena right now. He had no idea that this young man would play so well. Reese in motion right. Frescas gets a little pressure and rolls out, gets it to Reese. Oh, ouch! Man, oh man. Kendrick Bell with the all-out effort takes the pad in the ribs, but he's young and resilient. He's okay, and I like to see that. 28-3, easy to pack it in and say no big deal, but he's still flying all over the field.
He is flying all over, and he is known as an outstanding cover man and just gets a hand on it just enough to knock it away from the receiver, and he goes into the boards, giving his body up. He's limping around a little bit, but he's a young man that between he and Maurice Smith, they feel very comfortable with their secondary if they can get pressure on the quarterback.
Reese in motion again right. Frescas out on the out route. What a catch by Dixon. One-hander by
nonchalant.
It was, you know what? It was so nonchalant. I think people thought it was out of bounds. Reaches up with the left hand. Wow.
He got me. I assumed it was out of bounds the way he just kind of reaches into the stands. Excuse me, I'll take that. First down, move the sticks.
Well, you know what it looked like is it did. It ricocheted off the pad, but it counts.
The fan was thinking, I got a ball. I got a ball. And he said, nope.
That's some serious tackified glove there. First and 10 for the SaberCats just outside the 15-yard line. Rogers in high motion left. Quick screen out to Reese. Rogers gets a block on Smith, but still able to come back and help on the play. About a 4-yard gain for Reese.
Reese is a guy that they want to try and get out and get in the open field and really show his speed.
Kendrick Bell is down. He took a shot there in the ribs. I think that was Rogers that came back on the block and got a piece of him. I would have thought the play that he would have got hurt would have been the one before. Trying to shake it off.
He has been battered tonight, coming in to make the tackle. Ooh, his own man coming over to try and tackle Jerry Reese. Looks like he had taken a shot to the shoulder.
That was Derek McKinley who comes over on the hit and gets a piece of him. You're right, his own man. Now, he was up on his knee for a little bit. Now he's back on his back. Hopefully he's going to be okay. Well, we'll break away here while they attend to Kendrick Bell. We'll be back in a little bit.
Hi, who's this?
Mel.
What are you thinking about, Mel?
Something sweet.
Like what?
Caramel.
Caramel's so different. What would you like to do with it?
I'd cover it with roasted peanuts.
Roasted peanuts and creamy caramel? Mel, you're making me so hungry.
What you want is a payday.
This is about the virtual office, about breaking the chains, stretching the boundaries, and making the world your workplace, about taking your business everywhere and anywhere, about paging, laptops, cell phones, the internet, and conferencing. And it's not conversation or speculation. This is about how one company can give you the help, hardware, and software to make your virtual office a reality. This is about how far you can go once you know how. Network MCI, that's how.
Hey, you. Want to get this Motorola pager? Yeah! Okay, first do this. Then send in $35 and 10 proofs, and you'll get this. Yahoo! Plus 6 months of free airtime from Mobilecom. But that's not all.
Wink? That's right. Each week you'll get beat for great deals on fabulous stuff like this. Tommy, tell them what else they can win.
A new car.
Nice Hummer.
Do. Get the pager. Join the network.
Kendrick Bell getting a little TLC on the sidelines, and evidently he is okay, so he comes right back in the ball game. Hard-hitting hockey without the ice. The Orlando Jackals took a victory from the St. Louis Vipers in their last game. They are led by Daniel Shanks. Catch that one Monday, June 10th at 10 o'clock Eastern. Hook pass hook to Titus Dixon, keeps his legs moving. You know, watching him run reminds me of all of those coaches when we were young that told you to keep your legs moving like pistons, and that's how you break the tackles. At 5'7", 160, he does it well.
Yeah, you're exactly right. 5'7", 160 pounds. He is not intimidated by anybody on this field. He has shown an act early in the first half, and now he's carried it over here in the second half of shaking people. He's got the quickness, but also he breaks tackles, and that is a rare trait at his size.
Well, if I was averaging 8 catches and 2 touchdowns a game, I wouldn't be afraid of anybody else either. First down to the 24-yard line. Rodgers in motion left. Screen out and dropped by Nelson. Had that in their first series, went for about 12 yards, tried it again, but Nelson just dropped it.
They were all over it, waiting for it, and Steve Clark came up just to make sure that Leonard Nelson wasn't going anyway. I don't know if he heard some footsteps here, but the play is, as it develops, you can see that they're sitting there. You see Cobalt coming up, Maurice Smith coming up, the ball is dropped, and here comes Steve Clark coming in to make sure Leonard Nelson knows not to do that again.
Second down at the 24. Reese in motion left. Frescus with a lot of time. Reese was originally hooked in the middle. He had plenty of time. Then he bent back out to the outside to throw a little behind him, but still a very catchable ball.
Very catchable ball, but the thing that was key there for San Jose is the way they were able to just drop back with Frescus and give him plenty of time to throw.
You see the way that linebacker's jumping out?
No, you. All right, let's go red, left, wide, X zoom, 64, mirrored, X hook and go.
Well, they're going to try and get the ball to Darryl Rogers, actual hook and go. They've said enough of this short stuff. Third and long, we're going for the end zone.
Remember, that was the play that they used in the second quarter to Titus Dixon that would have gone for the distance had he not had the interference.
Keep an eye at the top of your screen.
Reese in motion. There he is. He's got him down the middle of the field, wide open. Great call. Maurice Smith bit on the hook fake. It was a classic case of the fisherman baiting the hook, and he bit, and it wasn't there. Touchdown.
Well, you know, it's one of these things where they continue to go to what's working, continue to go with what's working. That's the underneath stuff, and then it's just a matter of time that subconsciously, as a defender, you're going to start to come up and defend it. You can see in your picture, Maurice Smith came up on it. And Jerry Reese is saying, boy, this is pretty easy.
Another thing that added to that is Frescus with the pump fake. Smith sees that, takes the step up, and as soon as his step is up, he's dead. Perez on for the extra point, and it's good.
And the kick is good for San Jose.
So San Jose picks up where it left off at the end of the first half. That's now 5 straight drives that have ended with touchdowns, 35-3.
There's something intensely special about Channel 10 in Denver. Like 10 rings for your fingers or 10 for your toes. An assortment of cookware, 10 times the great clothes. 10 faces you choose. 10 pounds you can lose. 10 curls for your hair. Turn on 10 and you're there. Find size 10 in a gown. Be the best 10 in town. Take 10 now and then. HSN, now on 10.
Okay, here's how cable works. First, the giant cable worm meets a hole through the street for the cable to go in. Then the cable guy comes to your house and puts a magic box on your TV. Now you've got cable. It's the best thing since mud pies. Then your cable company gets Comedy Central and everyone gets really happy. In fact, the whole town calls in sick to watch all the great shows on Comedy Central. Want to reach a really animated audience? To advertise on Comedy Central in this area, call the number on your screen now.
Well, as they say, if you can talk the talk, then you can walk the walk, and certainly that's what San Jose has done up to this point, 35-3 over the Texas Terror. Once again, 7 plays, 45 yards, took off another nearly 4.5 minutes from the clock. Perez kicks it into the right of the screen, and Blackshear able to make the catch. Cuts left, has a little room, but it's going to come back because of a hold. Derek McKinley just absolutely held on to the jersey of Leonard Nelson. Unfortunately, did it right in front of the official.
Official just standing there about 3 yards from McKinley saying, penalty. And Leonard Nelson, you have to do something to slow him down. The man has been everywhere tonight.
Number 95 on the return team, half the distance, first down.
Stay with us next week. If you want offense, this is going to be fantastic. Veterans Memorial Auditorium, Des Moines, Iowa. Albany versus Iowa. Albany led by touchdown Eddie Brown. Don't forget, early in the season, 9 touchdowns in one game. Mike Perez, the quarterback, leads the loop with 29 touchdown scores. That's with a Saturday, midnight Eastern, Albany and Iowa on the deuce. I'm looking forward to that one.
It should be a lot of explosions.
Now in the game at quarterback for Texas is Grady Benton. Evidently, Tommy Luganville had a dislocated thumb and he was questionable to return. A lot of good things have been said about Grady Benton, the 6'3", 200-pounder from West Texas A&M. Originally, you see his thumb right there. I think that's more than questionable. I don't think he's coming back at all.
That thing is taped. He will not be back. We'll see Benton, a good opportunity to get some experience himself. With 35-3 lead, 9.5 minutes remaining in the third quarter. It's a pretty good opportunity for him just to get his feet wet.
Certainly in a position where he's got nothing to lose. So he throws to Lewis out on the short hook, and he's bumped out of bounds by Reese after a short gain. Ben originally was at Arizona State, where he had led the Arizona State Sun Devils to an 8-3 record, got injured in the spring, left and went to West Texas A&M, and kind of disappeared after that. A lot of people thought that maybe he had some NFL potential, but thus far, he was not able to make his way into any other league other than now at Texas. Now he's getting his opportunity, and Coach John Paul Young said that he really does have the goods if afforded the opportunity. 3rd and 5. 5-step drop. Puts it right on the money. Wow. And he bumps into Hill is able to knock Tejada off of the barrier. Stay in bounds for the touchdown. And Benton off to a good start.
Boy, you can't get off to any better of a start than that. Lloyd Hill is one of these receivers that Coach John Paul Young has said they have to get the football to. Benton coming off, right off the bench, throws the post route. Now Hill does the rest of the work. It looks like he's going to go out of bounds. He shakes Tejada, then keeps his feet, gets into the end zone. He's known as more of a possession receiver, but he also has the ability to hit you for a deep one when he has to.
Well, they've got to be excited about Benton. I mean, that's arguably that's got to be the toughest throw in arena football, is that deep crossing route. That's the one that shows your arm, and Benton clearly has the goods. DeFelice now on for the extra point. And it's good. So Grady Benton to Lloyd Hill gets a touchdown for the Texas Terror.
There's no fan like a hometown hockey fan, and there's no card like the official no annual fee NHL MasterCard. Call 1-800-268-5700 and apply for the only MasterCard with your favorite team's logo and no annual fee. Plus exclusive cardholder benefits. So take your shot and with the credit card made just for hockey fans like you. The no annual fee NHL MasterCard. Call 1-800-268-5700 now to get your exclusive National Hockey League MasterCard.
There's something deliciously new at Domino's. Our new Roma herb crust pizza. The tangy zest of sun-dried tomatoes, the sweetness of slow-roasted garlic, and the zing of fresh basil, baked into every inch of our classic hand-tossed crust. All around the edge, a generous dusting of our crunchy Parmesan topping. Try it now, only from Domino's. Call and get a large one-topping Roma herb crust pizza, just $9.99.
For hot and wild, call Domino's.
For the SaberCats, number 8.
Go back to Houston. Todd Christensen along with Kirk Herbstreit.
The newly engaged.
And Richard DeFelice. You just heard the announcer say newly engaged. There are his stats for the evening. Field goals he struggled. He did nail that PAT. But the most important one this evening. That's the biggie. He's 100% on that one. Rena said yes. Dixon back deep will play this one off the left screen, cuts up across the 5, takes a shot by Kendrick Bell, but he's able to bounce out and get out to the 8-yard line. And Bell once again is slow getting up.
He's taken a beating tonight. He has been everywhere, been against the boards, and the little man Titus Dixon will deliver a blow. He's not just going to sit there and take it.
Also on the tackle for the Terror.
He comes out here on the return. I thought he was going to cut to the outside, but he decided to opt to cut back in. pretty good collision, and it looks like the little man ends up winning yet another one.
Well, it looked like it was almost face mask to face mask, and you know the argument all the time about center of gravity is made. But you know, if you look around the league, particularly take a look at the National Football League, all the best runners, you know, Thurman Thomas, Emmitt Smith, Barry Sanders, et al., all seem to be under 6 feet tall. That enables them to cut and to make moves on the AstroTurf and to be successful. Now you've got another 2 inches shorter than that, and Titus Dixon, I don't think being 5'7" is a hindrance at all.
No, not at all. I agree with you. I think a low center of gravity, also good balance. All these little running backs seem to have really strong legs. As long as you have strong legs at that size and a pretty good upper body, you're going to be okay. But the thing that has impressed me from Dixon tonight is not so much the quickness, because you expect that at his size, but he has been able to deliver some punishing blows.
Take a look at the collision head-to-head. Ouch. Ouch. That's a shot. And again, as you pointed out, give Dixon credit for hanging forward and using his momentum. Interesting point here with regard to Dixon too, Kirk. Around the league, a lot of offensive specialists, I don't know if I want to use the term prima donna, but it's close. You know, guys that style a little bit and want to just run the route and make the catches and don't want to do any of the dirty work and any of the kind of collisions. Dixon certainly doesn't fit into that role.
No, Dixon is a guy you'd almost expect to see on both sides of the ball if it weren't for being so undersized. But he has got a workmanlike attitude.
Check Tuesday.
Sure.
Dixon in motion left. Frescas back. Able to get all that. You know what? Heads up play. And the flag goes down.
Heads up play, but
I think they're going to call it for roughing the passer because there is no intentional grounding. They're going to call him down at the 2.
Intentional grounding on the offense.
Well, that's my mistake. I was under the impression that if he's able to get rid of it outside of the parameters, that would not be intentional grounding. We'll get a chance to see it.
Okay. 19 on the offense. Spot foul. Second down.
Well, clearly he throws the ball away.
Yeah, in that case, there was absolutely nobody there. I think he was within the
red left,
between guard to tight end, which keeps him in the box area, and therefore it is intentional grounding. Boy, Texas really has San Jose where they want him now.
Also a loss of down. Second down and 17. 3-step drop gets it out to their main man, Dixon. Excuse me, that wasn't Dixon. That was Spencer Ray who makes the catch. Pull him up now to about 3rd and about 11.
Spencer Ray of the SaberCats. This brings up everybody at a long 3rd down. Let's hear some more noise.
Round left, wide loop, 64 mirrored on 1. Ready? Round left.
What's the loop, Kirk?
60.
Probably a crossing route on both sides of the ball. They have to get 11 yards here. Keep an eye on number 8 in motion, Titus Dixon.
It's a deep hook. Well, that's tough to defend. He gets that stride going. You know, that's a good 15 to 18 yards, and you just got to think that he's going to go deep, and all of a sudden he plants, the ball's thrown. Great throw by Frescas, too.
Another outstanding ball by Bobby Frescas. They do a nice job of applying pressure on Frescas. Watch him as he drops back to throw here. This is all, again, a rhythm drop. He wants to hit that 5th step, no hitch, and he throws it. That is a perfectly thrown ball by Bobby Frescas without the hitch. That's something that is very, very tough to teach. And look at the numbers he has put up tonight. Phenomenal.
Check Tuesday. Red, set.
Play will be nullified by a flag. Interesting, as we noted the numbers of Bobby Frescas, one of the things in talking to Coach Todd Shell as we wait on the officials' call was that he was very concerned as to whether or not this young man could do it over the course of an entire game.
Coachman on the defense before the snap, number 52. 3 yards, still first down.
And Todd Shell, don't forget that Frescas came into last week against Tampa Bay in the second half through 3 interceptions, so he had reason for concern coming into this game, but certainly Frescas has performed beyond expectation for Shell.
And as a backup quarterback, you have to be prepared at any time. Going in against Tampa, a tough task, considering he only had 9 snaps prior to that. He had all week to get ready mentally, and that's maybe a difference.
1st and 10, great effort, strips him of the ball. That was Lane on the strip, able to get rid of it before it was recovered, before he could get his arm forward, and Dixon on the recovery. Big play for the Texas Terror, who now got a little momentum, Kirk.
This is the first game for Darrell Lane, number 92. He's going to apply a great deal of pressure. You see the hitch there. He strips the ball. That was shocking. I was shocked to see him actually get in there and strip that. And Wayne Dixon, nice job of recovering the ball there across midfield and a chance to get some more points on the board.
Well, Darrell Lane is somebody who, along with some of the other players of the Terror, John Paul Young made the point that these people, despite being 0-5, just hustle. They're all over the field making effort. That's a classic example of it right there. 1st and 10. They go with the screen. Out to Koba. Oh, goodness. Goodness. Just ran right over the top of Spencer Ray. Wow.
Let's see if he gets up. He is taking a knee.
I think Koba might have got a cramp in his hamstring is what that was about.
He looks like a bull in a china shop here.
Get a chance to listen to it full here. Now, if you notice that right at the end of the play, if you saw the way his left leg went up, it looked like he might have hyperflexed the hamstring a little bit. He wasn't counting on that second guy coming to hit him. It surprised him. I think that's where the hamstring came in.
Yeah, it looked like a hamstring. Let's hope it's either a cramp or a hamstring. And as far as the ligaments go, hopefully it's not in that area. I tell you what, Spencer Ray is going to think twice before he comes up on Cobalt. Ray, a guy that was part of that Desert Swarm defense for the University of Arizona, thinking it. I'm not used to this. I'm used to the one delivering the blow.
Not 6'2", 250. Take a look at some of the scores around the league. Albany first in the 3rd quarter, up on Memphis 41-7. And Tampa Bay up by 9 over the Florida Bobcats.
That's surprising.
Yeah, it really is. Jim Crash Jensen, head coach of Florida. If nothing, he's an inspirational coach. And you know that because they're neighbors, he's going to have them playing hard. Good to see Kobach getting up, especially after that play. Certainly a fan favorite. And Ray's okay, too. And Todd Shell's probably whispering in his ear saying, hey, that's one play. Don't worry about it.
Get low. When the big guy comes,
right.
Go low.
Get low.
Kobach saying, I leveled him. It felt great.
You got to like what Grady Benton has done with this team now in the 2nd series. Dockery in motion left. Quick throw out to Brookins, who breaks a couple of tackles. Gets close to the 1st down marker, down to about the 7-yard line. And obviously, Ben doing some good things here with the Terror offense, Kirk.
He has done a nice job. It's great to see Joe Brookins. First game back. He's been out of the AFL the last 2 years because of a bone marrow transplant. He actually got the transplant from his sister.
Wow.
And to see him out there and performing well is great to see. And you mentioned guts and courage.
Really.
Here's a young man at 5'8", 190 pounds. Great to see Joe back out there.
Great human interest story. That's perseverance. And don't forget, these guys are not all that highly paid. Obviously, Brookins is somebody that loves this game. Blackshear in motion. Fakes left. Benton, wow! Now that's a quarterback.
Attaboy.
I got to tell you, that's a quarterback that has not played much. You can see the fracas on the side. Pat McGirt gets into it with Gerald Dockery, but I prefer to focus on the fact that Benton, who has not played all that much, has no regard for his body as he comes up the middle of the field, doesn't opt to slide, but instead lower his shoulder, shows a lot of courage.
He's 6'3", 200 pounds. He knows that he doesn't have to take a knee. He's going to come right again at our man, Spencer Ray, and he lowers the shoulder. Ray taking another hit. He's still feeling it from Cobalt.
I was about to say that this has not been a good series for Ray.
I will say this. Grady Benton has really kind of taken over since he's come into the game.
Personal foul on the defense, personal foul on the offense.
It's always my favorite call.
Well, a little bit of a boo there. It appeared that Dockery got in the first shot, McGirt the second, and I thought that was the one that they caught. But wisely, since they weren't sure, they have the nullifying penalties, and now will probably come up 2nd and goal at the 2.
Mentioned Benton with the strong arm, but I like the presence that he provides for Texas. He comes into the huddle, and he's in the huddle. There's no question who the leader is. He's definitely provided a spark here in the 3rd quarter.
Well, he's one of those new people, and obviously, getting the knack of the offense has not been a problem for him these last 2 series. Tommy Luganville on the sidelines, you see with a big wrap on that dislocated thumb.
You know, one thing he has done a nice job of, and I don't want to surely compare him to Tommy Luganville, but he's done a nice job of getting back and getting rid of the football. That's something that a lot of times for a quarterback.
Goal, first down. Personal foul, 92, black, 8 yards. It's now first down.
Well, now evidently Darrell Lane is somebody that they caught with a late hit after the initial skirmish, moving them back 8 yards to the 9-yard line. It will still be first and goal, however, but certainly they'd rather have it at the 2 than at the 9.
Yeah, still inside the red zone here, and as far as Benton goes, the fact that he's getting rid of the ball, it's something for an inexperienced quarterback. It's hard sometimes because of the confidence level, but he's shown a nice job of getting rid of the football.
And just as we talk about his poise, he drops the snap.
It's like clockwork, isn't it?
All of a sudden, you're looking like an expert here, and that happens.
He just what he wanted there is to back it up. He needs a little more room to work with.
That's what it, yeah, okay, well, that makes sense. Well, you know what, arguably, certainly this is the toughest part of the field, but probably the most difficult thing would be first and goal at the 9, as opposed to, say, at the 11, where you can get a first down. Tough sledding down here. John Paul Young with kind of a smile on his face. He understands that this is going to take a little time, being with an expansion franchise. Second down, 3-step drop, has him on the slant, and boy, he just got pummeled. Coming from the outside there is Charles Miller, just completely untouched. Benton having to show the poise that you alluded to earlier.
A little confusion there as far as protection goes, and Benton threw the ball away. Nobody picked up Charles Miller, who has 2 sacks already this year.
All right, Terrapins, this is third down.
Miller lets Benton know that you're now officially into the game. Quarterbacks, a lot of them, you always hear the quarterbacks don't like to get hit, but a lot of times you get hit and you get into the flow of the game. You don't even think about the contact.
Third down and goal just outside the 10. Gets some protection, has some time. Oh, throws it right into the hands of Pat McGurk, who cuts up the sidelines. Gets tackled by Solari just inside the 25. Well, this is what the SaberCats are famous for. In just a season and a half, they have over 30 interceptions, which breaks the record for 2 years in interceptions. They go with a zone, and that just completely confuses Benton, who has not seen that, Kirk.
Yeah, they've been mixing up the coverage, disguising it a little bit. McGurk just sitting back, waiting, and disguising the coverage at the beginning of the play. Once he sat there, McGurk steps up, picks it off, makes his 4th interception. I thought he was going to go the distance.
Well, Todd Shell, of course, his notoriety comes from being a defensive coordinator, and he is somebody that's really incorporated a lot of different things on the defensive side of the ball to confuse people, and certainly in that case, that was the right call there. You can see how animated he is. He's certainly got to be pleased with the play of the secondary. First and 10 now for San Jose at the 23-yard line. Dixon in high motion left, but they go with the screen out to Chaucheray, but the pressure was on. Derek McKinley right in the face of Frescas.
You know, turnovers have really played a big part of this game, and the entire season it has been a major blow as far as Texas is concerned, coming in a -9 turnover ratio, and it has played a big part, as I mentioned, in tonight's game.
Well, once
red left, Z loop inside, rocket 1 on 1, ready? Go.
Less than a minute left here in the third quarter. Ray in motion left. And that ball was supposed to go to Ray on the loop, which appears to be the deep crossing route. But he threw it just behind him. Chaucheray is able to pick up the defensive end and give Frescas the time, but he couldn't deliver.
Spencer Ray for the SaberCats.
That's a young man right there, Maurice Smith, that's earned his money tonight. Yeah. All over the field, trying to cover Titus Dixon and Ray, Reese, everybody else.
As a defensive specialist, he's the guy that gets really the tough package of dealing with the opponent's #1 receiver. And tonight he's done a pretty good job on Dixon.
There's Dixon with the high motion. Frescas throws to him, and Smith makes the play. And boy, I tell you what, Dixon evidently didn't know that he didn't have the ball and comes from behind and tries to hit him on the side of the head. I don't know if Smith wants to listen to any of that as the third quarter ends. But Maurice Smith has seen that deep hook enough.
Enough's enough.
Sat on it, did a great play. But it'll be 4th down for the San Jose SaberCats when we come back. 35-10 at the end of the third stanza.
My brakes are gone. Any chance I could get that fixed in a couple of hours?
Tell you what, leave it here. I'll see what I can do. Check in periodically.
I was wondering, how's my car coming?
I have 3 of my best guys on it right now.
With Pep Boys 12 service bays and expert technicians, you're in and out fast. 26,000 items, tires and service too. Pep Boys, everything but gas.
Can't wait, boy, you look so right in white, hot white. And you drive me mad, glad. Oh, come out and play gray. And your chills down my back, black. Or nothing to do blue. Just wait till we get our hands on you. Can't wait. Whoa, I just can't wait. Just wait till we get our hands on you.
If you're spending more time battling the trimmer line than you are battling weeds, you need Weed Wizard. Easy to install, you'll never have to buy line again. No weeds are too big. No weeds are too small. Weed Wizard cuts them all. Have a beautifully landscaped yard and never stop to adjust the line with the amazing Weed Wizard. The original Weed Wizard is available at these participating stores. For easy fit, bring your trimmer model number.
Welcome back to the Summit in Houston, Texas. Along with Kirk Herbstreit, I'm Todd Christensen. The San Jose SaberCats up on the Texas Terror by a count of 35-10. See that close game there between Florida and Tampa Bay in the fourth quarter, 55-47, and Albany just blowing out the Memphis Pharaohs. 38-yard attempt now by Luis Perez. And it's off to the left and way off. And boy, Lewis makes a nice catch and then is absolutely pummeled right there at the 5-yard line where the Texas Terror will have it 1st and 10. Don't forget, stay with us next Saturday night on the Deuce. Albany against Iowa there in Veterans Memorial Auditorium in Iowa. And as I mentioned before, if you want to see some points scored, that's the place to be. Albany with Mike Perez, Eddie Brown. And boy, I tell you what, they rock in that auditorium in Des Moines. They are noisy. That should be a lot of fun. Next Saturday, midnight Eastern, 9 o'clock Pacific. Spotted at the 4-yard line for Benton. Pitch out. Hands to Koba on the sweep. Evidently his hamstring is okay, and that's good to see as he picks up about 3. Down 35-10. Why do you run at this point?
Well, I think we've seen a couple games where we've seen teams get down and you see them go to a running game or just trying to move the ball. I think they're not thinking so much of getting back into the game. I think John Paul Young at this point is just thinking about, hey, let's move the sticks and whatever it takes, whether it's a quick slant or whatever it takes. He's moving the sticks himself. Whatever it takes, they're willing to do it just to try and pick up some first downs, gain some confidence for a team that has yet to win a game.
See the SaberCats outstanding this evening on defense. Benton on the deep corner, but Hill fell down. And Tejada and Reese had opportunities for the pick, but they weren't able to come up with it.
Boy, right through the hands of Jerry Reese. This is one that he's going to want back, that's for sure. Let's see him just step up. Could have made a heck of an interception and had a little running room as well.
It looked to me that if Reese didn't pick it, then Tejada would have.
Right at him.
He was waiting on it, yeah. The corner out by Hill didn't fool him at all. And now it comes up 3rd and 10 at the 4-yard line. Dockery in motion right. Benton with the 5-step drop gets the hook out to Blackshear, who gets enough for the first down. Ray spending too much time trying to strip him, and Blackshear able to come up with a first. But a flag is down in the end zone.
Roughing the passer on the defense.
So roughing the passer will tack on another 8 yards to the first down gain by Blackshear.
What I like about Blackshear here is knowing exactly where the first down is and taking it maybe a yard or two across that. So as soon as you make the catch, your forward progress will give you that first down, and that's a nice job of receiving there by Rodney Blackshear.
Well, we mentioned that it appeared that Benton certainly has the skills, and he's also showing a lot of toughness here as well, taking some shots in the pocket, having to run around a little bit. I'm sure that John Paul Young has to like what he sees at this point. First and 10 at the 24. Draw play to Koba, and he gets about 4.
He's starting to like this running. He was struggling with the pass protection early in the game, and that's expected for an individual who just has come into this organization. But I think they really are going to like Andy Koba as this year continues on, not only at the fullback position but also at the MAC linebacker.
You know, certainly the most versatile, it seems to me, of players in the Arena League happen to be these fullback linebackers, guys that really make an impact on both sides of the ball. 2nd and 8, and Benton with the hard count, able to draw Al Noga offsides. Al, you should know better.
Practice snap. Defense, contact, 3 yards. Still 2nd down.
Also, Larry Jones jumped off along with Noga. Noga not very happy about that. I know defensive linemen don't appreciate that. It's like, what's that, your best play? Come on.
Yeah, and you saw Texas kind of celebrate like, hey, you know, this is great. And I think I go back to the point I made. They just want to be able to move the ball and gain any confidence they can for future weeks. When you're through the 6th week and you have not won a game yet, it's tough. You're looking for anything to gain confidence.
2nd down and 5 at the 21. Benton out in the flat to Lewis. Broken coverage there. He cuts back to the inside. Is he over? They're gonna mark him just a little bit short. You know, you called that earlier, Kirk, that Lewis would come back and make a contribution offensively. There he does.
I like their receiving core between Lloyd Hill, Greg Lewis, and obviously the offensive specialist, Robert Hall. And here nice job by Benton, again getting rid of the ball quickly, gets the ball out in the flat, and Lewis has the ability to make some plays. He can shake, and he can also use some great quickness to get inside. He almost got into the end zone there, but tell you what, if they can find a quarterback and just set on one. I mentioned they've been through 5 quarterbacks this year. They have some skill outside.
Clearly a broken coverage there, and Koba is going to get it and cut in. And with his big body, he's able to get it over. The 244-pounder with the big spike in for the touchdown. Good job on the left side of the line for the Terror. Heidenreich and Clark opening up the hole.
Kind of get the feeling that Andy Koba eventually is going to become one of the favorites here for the fans at the Summit. He is just a guy that he's a workhorse. He's going to play on both sides of the ball. He's going to play on special teams. We mentioned it's a rare breed to find that in this league, a guy that can do so much for you, and you have to hold on to him. But Andy Koba, I would say, down the road here, look for big things out of him here for the Texas Terror.
You saw in the replay, Spencer Ray met him head on.
He is taking revenge.
Yeah, but big deal. Just couldn't handle that big body. The soon-to-be groom, Richard DeFelice, with the extra point. But a flag is down. Evidently, it's against the SaberCats, and will be assessed on the kickoff return, I believe.
Illegal formation on the defense. 3 yards. They're being forced after the kickoff. Point is good.
So a little joy here in the Summit as they draw within 18 of the SaberCats.
I don't know, but it's been said, athlete's foot's as good as dead. Mighty Mike.
No cooling action.
Mighty Mike. Acts on contact, this I know, cause that tingle tells me so. Mighty Mike. New Mighty Mike. Stops the itch Injection cools the burn, penetrates to kill the germ. Athlete's foot, don't let it win. Stamp it out with Mica 10.
Kids love playing at McDonald's.
Come on, Ma, let's play.
Even grown-up kids, because they can play the new Deluxe Monopoly game. Enjoy the grown-up taste of the new Arch Deluxe or these McDonald's food favorites, and you could win big prizes instantly, like $1 million, a Saline Mustang. We're talking deluxe prizes instantly, even cash on the spot.
You win anything big, Mama?
We did! We will go! I want to escape plane.
Have you had your break today?
Welcome, Olympic basketball teams. As a host to this year's Olympic Games, me, Akim Olajuwon, and the rest of American Dream Team are going to treat these guys for lunch.
We said we're going to eat these guys for lunch, not treat. Whoops.
To Akim, when you need a world of purchase power, it's time to go for the gold. Visa Gold, it's everywhere you want to be.
Andy Koba is a happy man.
Family, how you doing?
Telling his family that he's happy about it, and how are you doing? Made some tackles today, just gets the touchdown. A final now from Florida. Tampa Bay defeats the Bobcats 55-47. That means Tampa has now won 15 straight.
But got a test, which is great to see.
DeFelice on the kickoff, kicks it deep.
He's feeling it tonight.
I'm telling you,
he's feeling
completely
it.
over the net for the second time. On the deuce, Sunday night, boxing champion Max Gomez of Denver, Colorado takes on Frankie Toledo from Newark, New Jersey in a 12-round WBU Super Bantamweight Championship. That's tomorrow at 9:30 Eastern, 6:30 Pacific on the deuce. Speaking of boxing, were you surprised De La Hoya knocking out?
No, you know what? I picked De La Hoya. I picked De La Hoya based on just the combination of his quickness and his strength and his stamina. I thought it'd be about 6th or 7th round. It surprised me. 4th round TKO.
Well, for being so pretty, he can fight.
Oh, he can.
He's the real thing. He's the Coca-Cola of boxers. 1st and 10 at the 3-yard line. Frescas with the hook pattern outside. Ray on the catch. That's going to be a first down. And this is the point here. Within 18 points, the clock running at 10 minutes. This is where they got to come up with some bump coverage and take some chances because they got the momentum going their way, right?
Yeah, and you know what? I think they have some great skill back there. I think, you know, between Kendrick Bell, Maurice Smith, you have Greg Lewis, 3 guys that have really shown an ability to cover people. You'd like to see them mix it up between, if you're going to play zone, maybe disguise some things. They have really kept it pretty vanilla in the secondary this entire game, and they're going to continue to do so based on what they have shown.
Well, it's foolish because they can't afford to trade touchdowns at this point. This is where they need to get a turnover if they can. Quick screen out to Reese. Lewis knocks him out of bounds right at the 23, but it's very close to a first down. And the offensive machine of the SaberCats, well oiled.
Boy, I like the looks of Jerry Reese. He is just a tremendous athlete. He can do a lot of things, and he has the ability to catch a quick screen. He can also hurt you down the sidelines for a streak. So talking to Todd Shell prior to the game, he had a lot of good things to say about number 5 Jerry Reese, and second on the team coming into the game with 250 yards receiving.
Also does a nice job in the secondary. Good two-way player. 1st and 10 at the 23. Dixon in motion left. Comes with the short hook, goes against the zone coverage. Going to get a block downfield inside the 5-yard line. That is the danger when you go with the zone with a quick guy like that. You give him any kind of room, 2 or 3 yards, he's going to take advantage.
He really can take advantage. Tell me if he reminds you of Napoleon McCollum, the way he makes a catch and just takes off. The way he has that acceleration, gets the knees up, and can streak down the sidelines in a hurry, takes the ball all the way inside the 5-yard line.
10 receptions for 111 yards and 1 touchdown. I think he meant Napoleon Kaufman as opposed to McCallum, of the old Navy back.
That's right.
Okay, that's fine. No Dixon in motion left. He takes the pitch, cuts inside, then cuts back out, and he's going to get the touchdown. And I happen to notice down here at the bottom, Gordon Hudson, offensive coordinator, throws his arms up and excited that they get the touchdown, not just because it was a running play, but because he wants Dixon to get the numbers.
They've been trying to get him the ball once they get inside the 5-yard line. He gets to the outside. Once he picks up the block by Nelson, Nelson takes out 2 or 3 defenders of the Texas Terror and frees it for Dixon to get in the end zone.
That's a good call, Leonard Nelson. I think that falls under the heading of pancake block, which is what they talk about in the film room all the time. Great lead block by the fullback, number 40, Leonard Nelson. Perez on for the extra point.
Lew!
Out of Fresca's hold.
Lew! Ready!
And it's good. So the little bit of momentum that the Texas Terror had was obliterated by the scoring drive of the San Jose SaberCats, who now have 42 on the board.
Introducing Benchmark Financing from Burt, your world-class dealer. We can help restore or significantly upgrade your credit through the purchase of a new or used vehicle. If you take home at least $600 per month, have at least 6 months on the job, and have a minimum of $800 for a down payment, cash, or trade, Benchmark can finance your next car purchase. Call us at 781-9636, 781-9636. When it comes to reestablishing your credit, there's nobody but Burt.
You've already put a lot of time and money into your home, so why not do what you can to help reduce your maintenance and fuel bills? Call 1-800-REMODEL today and get in touch with the experienced people at Midas Builders. We can install virtually maintenance-free vinyl siding or custom-crafted vinyl-insulated replacement windows on your home in just a few short days. Let Midas Builders provide your home with a lifetime of beauty and protection. Call us today at 1-800-REMODEL for your free consultation. That's 1-800-REMODEL.
One of the younger Houstonians enjoying the action here. He can't say hi, Mom, because Mom's right behind him. Must be hi, Grandma. Perez, a busy man, kicking off once again. This one into the right screen, and Blackshear makes a clean catch this time. Outside past the 5, past the 10.
And on the return for the Terror, number 12.
Good pursuit on the part of Howard Butler to make the tackle. Take a look at the opponents of Texas here. The teams that they have played, look at the record, 23-5. Now, of course, you know, being 0-5, you're saying to yourself, that's a struggle.
Playing some tough opponents there.
Take a look at San Jose, the 3 teams that they have lost to. 2 of them undefeated, the Piranhas and Tampa Bay, and of course the Arizona Rattlers, who many people feel are just as good as Tampa Bay and probably should have won that game against Anaheim earlier when they lost on a touchdown catch that was nullified at the end, 48-44. First down at the 13, Benton with the screen out to Solari, who tries to run over the top of Brian Allred, but he says no and takes his legs out from under him. About a 5-yard gain.
Again, I think you're going to see Texas stay within the confines of the offense, try and move the ball. Grady Benton is trying to gain confidence and see if he can possibly get a shot at it next week as the starter.
Well, in fairness to Luganville, in the first half, they didn't have the ball that much, but Benton has come on and shown some skills. He did throw the one interception, misread the coverage. Luganville, of course, as we mentioned, with a dislocated thumb. Time of possession was non-existent in the first half. Hook route out to Blackshear, out at about the 22-yard line. Good throw by Benton. That'll set them up first down. Benton now 8 for 12, over 100 yards.
Again, getting rid of the football. That's the name of the game, and especially it's the name of the game in any level of football, protecting the quarterback and getting rid of the ball. But in particular here in the indoor game, arena football, you've got to get rid of the football and be able to provide your quarterback with an ample amount of time.
First and 10 at the 21. Dockery in motion right. Benton looks for him deep. It's just a little bit too far, though.
He went over. Right over the boards.
Wow.
Oh,
that's a great effort. That's cement right there. I know that's padded, but what he's laying on isn't. He's asking somebody, did they give it to me? Did they give it to me? Afraid not. Afraid not, Gerald.
Gerald actually, as he came down in the air, I don't think his feet touched the ground. I think he just landed all his momentum straight into the boards. Took him right over.
You hear the fans talking about it, and fortunately he's able to bounce up to his feet.
That's what I like to see. He gets up. Watch this.
Great concentration, makes the catch and over the top.
He went after a...
Thank goodness for that padding for the 215-pounder from East New Mexico. You know, that's the sort of thing where, you know, we laugh about it and chuckle, but that's the sort of thing where you get, that's where the hip pointer comes in. You know, I looked at it, it looked like his hip hit flush, but he bounced up like no problem, so good for him.
The hip, the kidney, and many things come into play at that point.
Second down and 10 now at the 21. Take another look at this. Watch. Ouch, right there, that hip. Ow. Now look
Look at him going for the
players
football.
in pain. Are you okay? But let me check out the football.
That's a free ball.
Oh, that's great.
You got it.
Are you okay, Gerald? Never mind. Give me the ball. Well, clearly we saw her priorities. Second down now. Benton with time. Goes out in the flat. It's picked up by Tejada. He's going to go the distance, but a flag is down, and I think they're going to call roughing the passer, and it's going to come back. Ira Richards is the one with the late hit.
Personal foul, roughing the passer on the defense.
And Todd Shell is out there screaming at the official. He can't believe it. So the great anticipation on the part of Kip Tejada goes for naught.
Again, I think you can give credit to disguising coverage, mixing up between zone and man.
Right there, the ball is long gone, takes the extra step, and then he goes head to head. So that's a good call by the official. Even though it's slowed down, I realize people might be thinking at home, hey, wait a minute, you got that in slow motion. But it wasn't just the fact that he had the extra step, it's that he had the opportunity to just knock him down. Instead, he goes face mask to face mask, the official calls it.
He used his headgear. You cannot use the headgear. Plus, it was questionable on the timing. The ball was clearly thrown. Then he came in and knocked Benton down. A shame. They take away an outstanding play there by Tejada.
Well, I would guess that after the game that maybe Tejada will ask, maybe he'll ask Richards to buy him dinner. You owe me one, partner. First down now at the 12-yard line. Now, if this is intentional, I have to question this. There's 4:50 remaining in the game, and you're down 42-17. If you're intentionally trying to draw people off at this point, that's kind of a moot deal. Why not just run the play?
3 yards, still first down.
Or you with your quarterback mentality say, hey,
no, you know,
if they're going to give it to us, we'll take it? What?
No, I think it goes back to what I said as far as Texas just trying to move the ball. I don't think they're even paying attention to the clock, to the score. I think they're just looking at each drive as a completely separate from this game.
Well, when they talk about moral victories, 1st and 7, as you see, they have to like the play of Grady Benton. Drills the quick out to Blackshear, who catches it just inside the 5-yard line. Now they can get a first down. They need to get to about the 3-yard line for a first down. We have a final now from Albany. They defeated the Memphis Pharaohs by the count of 67-21. Wasn't it Albany earlier in the season that had an 80-some point game?
Well, they're a scoring machine. Wow. They are really, I guess they're gearing up for their game next week up at Iowa.
So we'll be there for that one. Second down and a long 2. Benton drills the slant, put it right on the chest of Brookins, but he couldn't hold on, but a flag is down. That was a good throw.
Illegal formation on the defense.
Boy, Benton really showing some zip on the ball. Drops back here, 3-step drop, timing, boom, just puts it right in there. And Brookins, I don't even know if he saw it. He put some heat on that ball.
Well, Brian Allred's on his back, and he makes some pretty good coverage, but Benton put it the only place that he couldn't get it. I mean, that's a terrific throw, and in fairness to Joe Brookins, you mentioned he's been out for a while. He's still got to make that catch. Puts the ball right on the money. And,
he thinks he's got 6.
Nuts. Come on. Second down now on a very short one. Solari gets the handoff and cuts to the outside. He'll get the first down, but he'd be just short of the touchdown. The man we've been talking a lot about, Spencer Ray, who's been taking his licks on defense, holds Solari short of the touchdown.
He stopped Solari. What Texas did there, they put strength to the formation into the boundary. They had a lot of open area to go to the wide side of the field, and allowing Solari to pick up the first down.
3:10 left in the game. First and goal now at the 1-yard line for the Texas Terror. No brainer to Solari.
There it is. And it stopped.
Hey, all right. Spencer Ray is the man who plugs up the hole. And you can see he's yapping a little bit, and he's pointing over to the side. No. Okay, you got me that one time, but take a look now. Comes over to chat with head coach Todd Shell. What do you think here? And it's not a lot of decision, kind of a goal line thing, right?
42-17 here, getting down to about 2.5 minutes remaining in the game. I love San Jose's attitude here. They're not giving it into anything. They don't want to just allow an easy score here. They're playing goal line defense.
Well, remember their graphic earlier, giving up 38 points a game. They don't want to give up any
balls loose.
A fumble on the snap. Fumble on the snap.
Look who got it.
And look who got it. Absolutely right. Some poetic justice to that for Spencer Ray, who had taken his knocks. Benton had trouble on a snap earlier, and this time he fumbles it. Ray picks it up. San Jose will have the ball about just right on the 1-yard line. But that young man right there, he feels vindicated, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. And I go back to San Jose. What great defense. Up late in the game like this, and I think that really exemplifies Todd Shell's attitude.
42-17 when we come back.
Hey, you. Want to get this Motorola pager? Yeah! Okay, first do this. Then send in $35 and 10 proofs, and you'll get this. Plus 6 months of free airtime for Mobilecom. But that's not all.
Wink? That's right. Each week you'll get beat for great deals on fabulous stuff like this. Tommy, tell them what else they can win.
A new car.
Nice Hummer.
Do the do. Get the pager. Join the network.
It's that time of day. You just gotta get away. Leave your turf and hit the surf. Gotta get a little Long Johns now.
Take in the sunny taste of brand new Southwest Fiesta fish. A lighter cut of whitefish with a kick of Southwestern spices and stone ground corn. Now just 59 cents each.
Gotta get a little Long Johns fun in the sun. Johns love it here, I love it on the run. Johns gotta get a little Long Johns. Get a little Long Johns right now.
Tonight's presentation of Arena Football on ESPN2 has been brought to you by Micotin. To stop the itch and cool the burn of athlete's foot, use Micotin. And by McDonald's. Have you had your break today? You mentioned earlier the fact that when we saw the graphic of San Jose giving up 38 points per game, clearly that was a big issue and one of the reasons why they're 3-3. Tonight, only 17 points. Todd Shell, a defensive guy, he's got to be happy about that.
Very happy. And you can, well, people might say, well, look who they're playing, but I think they've given a great defensive effort tonight.
Dixon decided to run before he had the ball, and he drops that one.
You know, I don't care who you're playing. 17 points in arena football is tremendous. And, you know, Grady Benton comes in, does a nice job moving the ball, and they had chances to score. They had some turnovers, and that's really what ended up hurting them this game. But I was very, very, I guess, surprised by San Jose's late effort on the defensive side of the ball. It's great to see.
And very impressed with their secondary. Their secondary, obviously the most beleaguered group in arena football. Outstanding. 2nd and 10 at the 1. With the long motion is Bryant. Comes up, makes the catch at about the 7-yard line with a 6-yard gain. They'll come up now about 3rd and 4. Pat McGurk, Jerry Reese, Spencer Ray, Brian Allred, all of these people playing outstanding defense, not just with the interceptions, but forcing Texas to do some things that, frankly, they didn't want to do.
Yeah, and I think you mentioned the secondary, and they've done a nice job disguising coverages and really mixing up zone and man. But I think also the interior line for San Jose, you know, that's really where you have to be able to get it done on both sides of the ball, because these guys are playing both ways. And I think Todd Shell is very, very happy with the way this team has shown tremendous heart and character. And, you know, we've seen some great teams already in our telecast, and you have to put San Jose up there as a team to look out for down the road.
I think Tampa Bay found that out last week. If Tony Kimbrough doesn't get hurt, you could argue that San Jose would have defeated the Tampa Bay Storm and stopped their winning streak. Clock stops at the 1 minute. 3rd down. And about 3. Fresca scrambles out, throws across, tries to get it to Shaw Charest, but he can't do it. Comes out of his sneaker. Some of the defenders begging for the sack, but that is not going to happen. And now Perez will come in and try a very long field goal. This will be about a 57, 58-yarder. And this will probably give Blackshear an opportunity to run it back. Perez 0 for 1 tonight in field goals. Because of the rush, gets that extra step for power. Not much of a rush. It's 3 instead of 2. A line drive. Goes off the pole. No good. It'll be a touchback out to the 5-yard line. And so with 48 seconds left in the game, San Jose leads the Terror by a 42-17 score.
Set your alarm, because it's time to get your dad a great Father's Day gift. It's the complete Dorf Golf Bible, a brand new video that makes a terrific Father's Day gift, and it's available through this special TV offer. Let Tim Conway as the golfing Dorf add strokes to your dad's game while he shows off his virtues of self-control, practice, honest scorekeeping,
That's par.
and special tips from Dorf's own guardian angel. Dorf's Golf Bible is guaranteed to get your dad laughing while he learns important golf lessons. Your dad will enjoy it again and again, so call now to get yours for $19.95. And we'll include a bonus, the original Dorf on Golf video, a $20 value free. Make it a great Father's Day for your dad. Here's how to order.
Your satisfaction is guaranteed or your money back, so call 1-800-508-2299. That's 1-800-508-2299.
Another opportunity for Grady Benton to see if he can put the Terror in the end zone. 48 seconds left, down 17-42. Team USA is on a roll, winning the 1996 International Women's Basketball Challenge with a perfect record of 8-0. This time the USA faces Canada as the U.S. team winds down its exhibition season. Tomorrow, 4 o'clock Eastern, 1 o'clock Pacific on ESPN. Well, I tell you what, Cheryl Swoops, Lisa Leslie et al. Can light it up. Good-looking group. First and 10 at the 5. Dockery in motion. Benton gets the hook pattern out. Good effort on the part of Brookins, who breaks some tackles, gets out to the 22-yard line. We already mentioned the great human interest. Remember, he was the one that dropped the touchdown pass earlier.
Yeah, he got a chance back, and after he makes the catch here, very good character in showing that he can make something happen. He is low center of gravity. We talked about that in this league. You see quite a bit of that. An undersized player who has great quickness and strength, and he really does show that.
First and 10 at the 23. Clock running, less than half a minute left on the corner route. What a catch! What a catch by Dockery. And a flag is down. I think that Benton might have taken a shot.
It's about the 4th late hit on a Texas Terror quarterback.
And Dockery, you can see, is down. You know, he made the great catch, but I can tell you from experience, he landed on the point of his shoulder. That didn't feel too good.
No foul. Number 99, roughing the passer. He tacked on, kickoff.
He has plenty of time to throw the ball, and Barnes hits him late. But, boy, you want to talk about laying out, making a nice catch there is Dockery. Dockery has been diving all night into the boards. And here, as you mentioned, you can see him come right down. And I don't know if he either came down on the ball or if he actually came down on the shoulder. It looks like he might have come down on the ball and knocked the wind out of him. But that young man he's had a pretty good night.
Boy, and you know what? Score, you know, whether you're behind or ahead, boy, that feels good to lay out and make that catch. Great effort on the part of Dockery. And once again, at the risk of being redundant, you got to like the play of Benton. John Paul Young might have found his quarterback.
Yeah, they really have seemed to catch a spark since he has been in there. But, you know, this is something that people could argue. And we don't want to look at Luganville and say, boy, he just wasn't able to get it done. But at the same time, you have to say the facts are Grady Benton, when he came in, the team has moved the football.
DeFelice on for the extra point, and it's good. So after the great catch by Dockery, they score their 24th point. We'll be back in a bit.
Max Gomez defends his WBU Super Bantamweight title tomorrow at 9:30.
Gerald Dockery with a great diving catch, and they were tending to his left shoulder over on the sideline. One of the things is that AstroTurf just does not give. Head coach John Paul Young, as we mentioned, probably be giving a lot of work this week to Grady Benton. Wouldn't be surprised to see him start next week, Kirk.
Well, they just need to find a quarterback and be able to keep him healthy. You know, they've had such a hard time protecting their quarterbacks that they're continuing to just have a high turnover rate because they can't protect them from the defensive pressure. And the way Benton's thrown the ball, I think he may get a shot at it next week.
San Jose set for the onside kick. You're going to have to be that quick hop. See if DeFelice can get it.
He's had a good night.
It's the four-corner stall. There it is. Bounces up. Ray touched it first, and he wasn't able to hang on to it. And the recovery was made by Maurice Smith, and so it's going to be tear ball.
Boy, I didn't know if Smith, they're going to say he had it before the ball rolled out of bounds. 20 seconds left. Not too late here to try and get another score.
Well, Ben at this point, 11 of 16 for 161 yards and a touchdown. A terrific half of football.
Great learning experience here, too, if he gets a chance here to try and put some more points on the board.
20 seconds left. They'll set up at the 6-yard line.
Receivers touch the ball, is recovered by Black. We have an 8-yard carryover for roughing the passer. Tack that onto the spot. Be first down for Black.
So just inside the 15-yard line as a result of the whack that Benton took on his touchdown pass to Dockery. So that really is a pretty big deal now, taking off that chunky yardage with 20 seconds left. He's got a shot to get in the end zone.
That's what I'm saying. There's still 20 seconds remaining. There's plenty of time for him to try and get some more points on the board.
Lloyd Hill in motion right. Benton unsure of the snap again. Steps up. Plenty of room. Ray spies him and is able to tackle him about the 23-yard line. He did not get out of bounds, and so they're going to have to use a timeout to stop the clock with 12 seconds left. Coming up next on ESPN2 is Destination Extreme, inline stop number 1 from South Padre Island, Texas. A look at one of the sports of the X Games, inline skating. Meet the competitors of vertical and street inline skating. That's coming up next here on The Deuce.
Benton showing pretty good athletic ability, stepping up into the pocket. Surprised he came off the receivers a little bit too soon, possibly. He had Greg Lewis streaking down the middle of the field. He put the brakes on it about 20 yards downfield and was open. But then again, you don't know what he was looking at as Benton dropped back, and he felt the pressure, and he was able to move up and pick up 8 yards.
Stay with us next week when we'll be in Des Moines at Veterans Memorial Auditorium in Iowa for Albany versus Iowa, Saturday, June 15th. That's midnight Eastern, 9 o'clock Pacific for a high-scoring affair. Arena football right here on The Deuce. 12 seconds remaining. Second down and 3. Just outside the 22-yard line. Hill in high motion. Rolls out left. Throws deep, but that's going to go into the stands. And that took up about 6 seconds.
It's a fight for the ball. Benton taking another shot. Boy, he hasn't played the entire game, but he really is taking a beating tonight.
And I was going to say, you know, it's one thing to talk about learning in practice and learning on the sidelines, but you know what? As a quarterback, you know this. The only way you can learn is to get out there on the field. And so running and lifting weights and working out and staying in shape, that's not football shape. And I think Benton's finding that out here in the second half.
Oh, no question about it. Not only is he getting into great physical shape, but mental shape, because he's experiencing some things that you're not going to see in practice. He took another shot. Tell you what, Barnes is all over, or Marlon Brown, rather, is all over.
Yeah, mental shape is right. That one just shook up his brain. 3rd down and 2. They try to get the first down with Koba, but he's going to be a little bit short, and the clock is going to run out. Well, the final score here, the San Jose SaberCats 42, the Texas Terror 24. Be sure to join us next Saturday night on ESPN2 when the Albany Firebirds meet the Iowa Barnstormers. Next on ESPN2, Destination Extreme inline stop #1 from South Padre Island, Texas. A look at one of the sports of the X Games, inline skating. Meet the competitors of vertical and street inline skating. For Kirk Herbstreit, I'm Todd Christensen. So long from Houston.
The aggressive